to loot and pillage.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's right.
nothing a good howitzer can't solve, you know?
I mean, actually, I probably needed to spend all my money on buying carts so I could cart off everything in this city that's not nailed down.
Why not
Oh,
take the stuff that is not? Take the houses too. Just lift them up. Massive carts.
last little digression, right? I have a collection of sharp books that are all made by HarperCollins, so it's like colored with in
Right.
like orange or greens and whatever. And I ordered another one, which is Sharp's Regiment, the one that I was missing, and it was supposed to come in a HarperCollins edition, but they sent me the wrong edition, and now I'm freaking the hell out because I've got a wrong book in my bookshelf, and it's just staring at me. This whole goddamn time, it's just staring at me.
I can understand that totally, actually.
And I'm like, I can't return it, you know? God.
I mean, they technically sent you the right book, just the wrong cover.
Yeah, the wrong edition of the book. And I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming.
The worst thing is, that's not OCD, but it makes you feel like you have OCD. It's like,
Yeah.
Something's wrong
Speaking
with myself.
of-
How can I tell?
I just discovered that they did the same thing with West End Games D6 Star Wars role-playing games assessment as they did with the original TSR Marvel superheroes games. Everything is online and available. Holy shit, that's awesome. Gotta share that with my buddy who ran it.
Hello, everyone. This is the Electro Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and it's a new year and a new episode of the Great Continental War of the Setting Sun, a Fantasy Age 2nd edition role-playing game. We did brush up a little bit on what happened last time, but from previous, if you're seeing this live, hooray! Thanks for showing up. For those watching this after the fact, yeah, it's been a few weeks, so thankfully I had notes. We should be okay. Everything should be fine, and nothing bad will happen. But let's get into it. Don't worry, we all remember the rules. We memorize 2nd edition. We breathe it. It has been a long road. Get away, author. Get away. Tell to New Year when he's making those jokes. Getting from there to here. I'm not singing that song. No. Not for free.
Yeah, because nobody did it like Rod Stewart did it.
Well, I mean, I could probably outsing Rod Stewart.
Dude. Dude.
I mean, I'm me, right? So.
wait, you're gonna say, where am I going? If you like my body, you think I'm sexy.
Please don't sit around and do that.
Don't worry, I'll stream. I suddenly get a whole new following. What the hell was I looking up? Right.
Ed Corbinian opens an OnlyFans.
I mean, if it gets my singing career going,
What you got to do, baby?
So on that happy note, as the brisk autumn sea breeze swept in from the Vitluian coastline, enveloping Seabreeze Cove, the 1st Squadron de la Selle found itself nestled on the edge of the woods to the northeast, poised for the impending siege and assault. Captain Cormac McNeil, Lieutenants Diego Borgia and Isabel Dumas, and the resourceful Sergeant Luciano Bianchi strategically camped, preparing to unleash a calculated assault on the city before the main Vitluian army could intervene. Rather than launching an immediate frontal attack, the leaders crafted a multi-pronged plan designed to subvert the city's defenses while advancing the interests of the Salon de la Selle. Borgia and Bianchi stealthily positioned themselves along the western coast, Borgia leading a small voltigeur unit to infiltrate the city through a hidden boat port, aiming to rendezvous with a representative of the elusive House of Ravens in one of the clandestine bases within Seabreeze Cove. Simultaneously, Bianchi, with a covertly disguised unit, moved toward a collection of outlying houses to capture a special engineer, one Evander Thornbrook, on behalf of Les Salons de la Selle. McNeil and Dumas, on the other hand, focused on maintaining the high morale of their troops as they waited within the cover of nightfall to launch their assaults on the city in the upcoming day. The battle for Seabreeze Cove would be preceded by cunning and subterfuge, all orchestrated to ensure not only the success of the battle, but also the fulfillment of the officers' ambitions and the desires of those who patronize them. And to Seabreeze Cove we go. little too intense. Oh, I know. So, as I recall, Borgia and Bianchi were on their way. They'd secured a boat with a fat amount of gold, being really nice to a particular fisherman, and managed to convince him, mostly because of the gold. So, I believe Diego was heading down into the...
Yeah, Bianchi was getting dropped off up here for his mission, and then Diego with privates Mallet, who's a sailor, Victory and Divino, who are rifles, are going with me to kind of, I think, the secret entrance or whatever to the city is up in here, and then
Yep.
we need to get to Cheese House. Or Cheese Park,
Cheese
rather.
Park.
The house of the cheese.
Sorry, it was below the fold there for me.
Well, you should
Okay.
memorize these things.
I have a note that says Heather Grove and then in parentheses 8.
That's where...
Oh, it's that. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, sorry. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a long road. I get it. It's fine. So to drop off Luciano without incident, I will require a check from Luciano, because you're the one who has to kind of hop off the boat and quickly get approach the area without drawing too much attention from the watchtowers or from the town itself. But it's going to be fairly easy because you are... I imagine you're jumping off... You're not jumping off here. You're jumping off from, like, somewhere along this part of the map, right?
Yeah, and approaching relatively low.
Give me a dexterity stealth check.
I would like to give you a dexterity check.
Should do. I have cheat sheets. My life easy. Downside of running online, you don't have a DM screen, especially when you're broadcasting. Like, I could put the DM screen in front of me, but then I can't. You can't see the pretty map. You got a number? Your number was 14. 14 is definitely enough. As you're able to approach you're able to jump off the boat and quickly get over without getting your feet too wet or doing anything too loud or anything like that. It's really dark where you are. There's not a lot of lights along the area. It's only particularly well lit around the base of the tower here. But not this far. You're like in the middle of the dark as you're stepping out. So you're able to safely approach. As for Diego Borgia, I'm going to call for a roll to see if you're able to safely boat your way into this area. You're getting a guy to help you with it, so I'm going to say that you aren't doing a sailing type check because you're not the one doing it, but you are the one directing them where they need to go. So I will call that a... intelligence roll or a willpower. Sorry, got backward. Got different games in my head. Intelligence or communication check.
Okay.
Either it's an understanding of the water, or it's you giving clear orders and giving him heads up if he's getting too close to the too close to the docks and stuff like that.
Okay. So I could make a communication leadership check
You could, yeah.
for this. Okay.
That's a success with 5 stump points.
Good lord. Okay. God, it's been a long time since I've done this. Let's do 3 of that for wariness. To remain alert for the possible consequences of your action. It'll give me +3 per SB spent, or +3 to the next test to avoid any negative results from our actions, i.e.
You're spending
sneaking
3.
totally up. Yep.
Okay.
And then that's that 2 left. and maybe 2 for. Sorry, it's been a while since I've looked at this.
But it's okay.
Let's do the other 2 for insight in case we have to do something coming from this boating action.
There. We'll swing over to Cormac and Isabel, who are still back at camp. Last we left off, Cormac had gone about seeing to the men, making sure they're in good order, good discipline, and decent spirits, given that you guys tramped through the woods and were attacked by wolves. But you're largely okay, given the surprise and all that. You're now camped out in the woods on a chilly autumn night. And Isabel had held a brief war council with the other officers to plot what they were going to do for the battle in the tomorrow. So what are you two up to during the night?
Well, we're in somewhat good shape, at least, morale-wise. What about equipment-wise? We've been on the road for a while now. Can we take a tally?
You could certainly take a tally, that sort of thing. Go about with the quartermaster, make sure everything's in good order. Give me perception. Perception roll.
Mm-hmm. It's a 14.
14. Yeah, you're able to determine that all your guns, all your muskets and rifles are accounted for. Powder is dry. Horses are being appropriately taken care of. Those who are injured, they're set aside in the proper spot. So if you find someone new to take them up, you won't have to scrounge for another one. Your cannon is because you have like one cannon with you, I believe.
Yes, I think we have one piece of horse cannon.
You see that.
Oh no, it's listed in loot. We have 2 horse guns.
Oh, there you go.
Hot dog.
You're able to check on your 2 horse guns, and as you're looking about, for the briefest moment, you think you see something in the woods. You see movement.
Whoa. Men? Eyes over there.
They grab up their muskets and start aiming in that direction.
Who goes?
Communication check.
Communication. 11.
You hear more movement, but no other reply.
Damn it. Runner, fetch Lieutenant Dumas immediately and tell everyone to grab their arms. High alert.
The camp rouses to alert. Dumas, a runner comes over to where you were. Where are you when a person comes bolting in? And you can hear you guys are blowing whistle and ringing bell.
No.
But it's a lot of
that's
tapping.
That's why I sent a runner, yeah.
So wherever you are, you can hear there's lots of movement going around, and someone runs over to tap you on the shoulder to let you know that the camp's at alert.
Probably eating a meal before turning in with the other officers, because we just got out of the war council and we got a big day tomorrow, so I imagine. Because it even with the revolution, it's still not entirely acceptable to
lunch with the men.
With the men at every moment.
So between you, Rousseau, and Safwan, you're kind of all alerted that the camp's at high alert, and the runner tells you in particular, Dumas, that McNeil wants to speak with you.
I will head to him post haste, probably with the other two in tow, as whatever he wants to tell me, I'm sure they want to know.
Safon falls after you. Dummerso tells you she'll be along shortly. She has to grab one of her runners from her squad, her company, to get them roused. So you and Safon would arrive at McNeil long before Rousseau gets there.
A snap salute in Captain.
Captain, Safon salutes.
There seems to be something over there in those bushes. See? And I'll point over to the bushes. I don't know what it is, but place the men on high alert and have them form up and get ready for battle, just in case.
Let me take a look before we deprive the men of sleep before a day of battle.
Go ahead. All yours.
I will specifically go to my actually Safwan's people are regular mounted cavalry, aren't they?
They're light dragoons, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they're not the light dragoons. They're regular dragoons. Sorry. Light dragoons are voltigeurs that are on horses.
Yeah, but he's not. They're not
For the
curiosities.
rifles.
They're, I imagine they're a wee bit faster, and they don't take as long as to get ready as curiosity.
That'd be true, yeah.
So I'll suggest to Lieutenant Safwan that the two of us take 10 of his men and go search and look around the area the captain mentioned.
Good idea, Dima. I'll get the men ready up. He runs off real quick and starts grabbing people to come with. Start mounting up their horses.
All right, and I will ask Sergeant Duval, who is very friendly with me, to personally look after the safety of the captain, because there's these damnable assassins that live in this city.
Won't get by me, Lieutenant. They might get through you, says Dummer, so she finally shows up. What's this all about, Captain?
Movement spotted in the bushes. Hopefully it's nothing, but can never be too careful around these parts. We're deep in enemy territory.
That's true enough.
Would you like to join the Sioux Lieutenant? Would you like to join the Sioux Lieutenant in searching the woods?
I think it's a bit below the major station.
The question is a question.
Or the captain station, sorry.
Your lieutenants should be able to handle it for now, but I'll make sure my forces are ready to move if on a flank if it turns out.
Tell them to stay up for an additional half an hour just in case something happens, yes?
What's the intention?
Well, just in case.
Captain? Lieutenants? And the dumb retires back to her side of the horses. Gets them mobilized. Lightly mobilized. They're not fully. The entire thing isn't fully a horse, but there's a few people on foot in case something's happening locally. A few people on horse just in case you need rapid reinforcement. Duma, you may perform a perception roll, because I believe investigation falls under perception.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath, anybody.
You get +1 because Safon's helping. 9.
Yeah, that's why I said don't hold your breath.
You and Safon go about into the woods a bit. It's really dark. But you're able to bring up lanterns and hold things around. But this isn't your woods. This isn't the Lysel wood. Everything feels a little off. Just because you're on a whole other continent, you're not familiar with this place very much. You've only been on this part of the world inside of a month, you know. You're not sure what looks out of place and what looks in place, but whoever's here, you're not being shot at, and no one's hiding anywhere out in the open. But there is a fair amount of tree cover and brush that they could have lost you in. You can't seem to find any tracks at the moment either. Beyond your own, because it's kind of hard to miss horse tracks. I don't see anything, Lieutenant. Whoever they weren't on horse. We're nice and lit up. If they wanted to shoot us, they could do it. Then again, it could be just a boar. Some animal.
Perhaps.
What do you want to do, Dima? This is your expedition. Such as it is. He gestures at the few troops you have with you. We could try to expand the search area and hope we get lucky. But we'll be out here even longer.
No, it will return.
Savon makes gestures to help you out, and you and Savon come riding back to McNeil. By this point, Rousseau has a runner kind of waiting to see if anything happens, because now the whole units, the two sides of the squadron are ready. So he's trying to stay in loop with you while still being near her people.
So, Lieutenant, report.
Her company. That's right.
If anything, it's curious peasants, a scout, or some of these assassins, but it's not anything that threatens the whole company at this moment, nor is it anything easy to find.
Oh, well, better safe than sorry. Madame Rousseau, or Major Rousseau, 4 men from your
She's a
company as
captain.
pickets. 4 men from your company as pickets tonight. Dumas, 4 men from your company as pickets. And Safwan, 4 men from your company as pickets as well.
Sir. The runner says, I'll carry it to the dump.
Good. Dismissed. And get some sleep, will you?
Sir.
That goes for you as well, Dumas. Go get some
Or
sleep.
plan on it.
I'll correct you. The Rousseau is not a major. She's a lady. She's a lady of equivalent rank to a captain.
Ah, good. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I misspoke earlier.
Yeah, the major wouldn't be here. If the major was here, a lot more soldiers would be here.
oh well. In any case, you have your orders. I'm going to turn in for the night.
You swing over to Luciano as you approach the Mire and Heather Grove. A small bit of some outcropping of buildings just outside the gates. The gates are closed at the moment and on guard, but the outside area there are some tiny lights on, but a lot of it's out because it's pretty late, so most people are getting their sleep. But some people are doing stuff at home if they have things they want to do.
Yeah, so we'd try and keep us not excessively low, because if you see people like squatting around in the darkness, it's gonna look more conspicuous. But we'll keep ourselves as reduced as makes sense and try to just make our way towards his location.
And I believe you were told his address, more or less, so if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it'll be kind of pointless for us to go there and not know where he is, the person we're supposed to kidnap.
Somewhere in here. Somewhere in this neighborhood. Some neighborhoods are tiny like this one, or holy crap, huge like this one. Please tell me their address.
Cheers for narrowing it down.
Oh, goody! It's one of 9 burrows. That narrowed it down. No. But yes, give me another stealth check, dex check.
I'm just gonna go for Dex.
That should be enough. This is the one I'm looking at. See you rolling.
Please don't.
Wait, I can do this. Oh yeah, I was gonna get more of these tokens. Oh well. I had to see.
Does the fact that we're in civvies help?
You're about to find out why it helps. You see a patrol of 4 guys. You're turning a corner and you just happen to pick the wrong time to try to move from one street to another, and you kind of walk into their line of sight. And one of them says, "Oh there! Who's that in the dark?"
Oh, we're just trying to get over there, and he's just gonna stumble into the group and put his arm around one of the female officers.
Give me a no, it's all enlisted here. There's no officer walking around this late.
No,
at
but
night.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. One of the gendarme. You can give me communication.
Would you take leadership?
I would need deception. Sadly.
I'll just give you communication.
You-
Wait, so did I succeed in that role?
The roll from no, that's why they saw you.
Right, just making sure because I deal with there's no confirmation either way.
And your disguises are why they don't just start immediately shooting. They saw weird people in the dark, like, who are you?
Oh, I might have to spend a point. Yeah.
Have to spend one of your action points.
I'll just re-roll it fully.
What you want? You don't want to just add 2? You don't think 8 will make it?
Do we think 10's gonna make it? I might have to just spend to get +2.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend to get a +2.
I have to check something. I don't want to do out of a roll because you made it. Maybe you didn't. I don't know which way ties go.
Oh, come on.
Well, we do it like we do in Trek, right? Victory goes to the defender, always.
Yeah, but Trek's nice.
Oh, is it really?
In comparison to some games, it is downright. Well, it's not fluffy. It's not. I mean, you can die in Star Trek for one.
I mean, we should rephrase that. Star Trek's nice. Corbinian isn't.
This is true. I won't take your reputation into account because you are disguising yourself, but your negative reputation doesn't hit you either because they don't know who you are. That's worth pointing out. For good and bad. I want to know this. Ability test. Opposed roll. If 2 participants are opposed in a tie, whoever rolled higher on the stunt die wins. That's what it was. I rolled 5. You rolled,
I rolled a 5.
Well, what do we do then, folks? If it's
as
still
I
a tie, whoever has the higher ability wins. To communication.
0.
Yeah.
Theirs is higher than yours.
Oh, come on!
As you try to approach one of them, you're immediately shoved back away. Hey, keep your hands to yourself. Who are you? The other soldiers kind of start like moving their packs a little more up to their front, so they're not just sitting on their back. Their muskets that are wrapped up in something. They're kind of making them easier to get at. Which you realize that's part of what screwed you up. That little detail you forgot the signal to your guys is what kind of broke it. You almost had it. Who are you? Am I a nice GM? You're a fairly nice GM there, Arthur. You blow up stars way too much, but other than that.
Could I make a split-second assessment of whether we could knock these people out very quickly?
Perception. Perception 10, you say? Perception 10. They may not be. These guys are on a slightly higher tier than militia, but not as high a tier as the Imperial Guard. So you're a little tough. You and your boys are a bit. You and your soldiers are tougher, a little tougher than they are, but not by a lot. It's not an overwhelming. You're not fighting just regular militia who do this on every weekend. These are professional gendarmes. Do you doubt you'd knock them out in one? Your soldiers couldn't, but you could. Put it that way.
So how many people? It's like 5 people, you said?
4.
4, only 4. Okay.
Also, I forgot how extras work, so.
Okay.
So actually, I'll rephrase that because I misunderstood your question. You could knock them out one for one. The problem is they can also knock out your guys. If they do any damage to your people, then they're going to drop just as easily. You're the tough one in the room right now. Not that they know that. You're just as far as they know, you're some weirdo in the night, so.
Okay, I'll keep that in the back pocket for now then. Look, we're just trying to get back over there.
They say something in Vitlulian. I don't think you speak that language.
I am double checking. I don't think I do.
Yeah, they say something you don't understand what they're saying. And he holds his hand out like he's asking for something. You're just not sure what it is.
License and registration.
Fuck. I'm gonna take out a silver piece. And I'd like just sloppily put it into their hand.
Okay, you're attempting to bribe somebody, which is something you can do. I think it falls under communication. Brain focus. It's gambling, no. Don't think it falls under accuracy. Make sure it isn't something else so I don't rob you. Yeah,
No, the rolls are doing that for you.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I would say it'd be like communication bargaining, something like that.
You wouldn't take leadership, would you?
No, not for these guys. You're just some weirdo.
Oh, come on!
They could roll badly. What? Hey, who do you take me for? You're coming down with us. You can stay in the watch house for the night, and you can have a word with the captain. I don't have time for this. Come on, in shackles, out with your hands.
I'm gonna stumble forward and just headbutt him.
You're in combat now. We'll get to you in a
no,
moment.
yeah.
Wee. Down to Diego Borgia, who has. I will ask for you a perception seeing roll as you start pulling into the riverway.
Sorry, I'm muted. Since I spent 2 for insight last round, or is this going to help me avoid negative results from the actions of us pulling in there?
It'll avoid the negative actions.
Okay, so in that case, I will get +3 to the next test here. So that's perception.
Yes.
16. Oof.
I'm looking for. And you got 16 because you were +3?
Yeah.
You notice that there are guards about. Like guards aren't hard to miss at night because they have their lanterns with them. Because part of their job is just being seen. That
Right.
alone can scare people into not doing things. But every so often you do see, and you manage to evade the notice of a few people in dark clothes or neutral colored clothes who just happen to be looking in the areas the guard aren't. They just happen to be just outside of the guard's blind spots.
Yeah, do they now?
They're just kind of, they look down to the water, they look out to the ocean. But you're able to act normal around them. Like you stay calm the whole way.
Yes, we too are in dark cloaks and don't look at all suspicious.
One of them does see you. Like they lock eyes with down where you are. Or rather, they look down where you are, and they were trying to hide, but because you see them see you.
Right.
So someone's looking, and they're looking down at you from the west docks, this area here, as you're passing by them.
Oh, hold on. Could you ping that again? I have my character sheet up.
It's patterned
Okay.
around here.
Diego will just kind of slightly nod at it when we lock eyes.
Give me communication. This is just to see if you come off friendly to the guy or if he reads you as hostile.
Persuasion?
Yeah. I believe you. That isn't a deception. You are here to talk to these.
12. Will that be enough?
And you are hiding who you are, so they don't know your reputation currently. Which is common among rogues who are trying to hide themselves in the night. Generally, you don't announce who you are. That's what I thought. But what he doesn't know is what that I know. He knows I know he's here. The person just kind of. There's a half second where it looks like they were going to draw something metallic out from their coat. But as you lock eyes to them, you kind of nod and you make an effort not to like reach for anything or draw anything at it. You just kind of keep your hands somewhat visible.
Right.
Or even just not moving them anywhere, like wherever they are, just holding them still, just nodding. And the person just kind of, they quirk their head, like it's obvious they don't know who you are, but at the same time, it sounds like a not a them problem, and they just kind of, whatever they were drawing, they put back into their coat, and they kind of nod at you.
Fair enough.
And as you get further and further along, you hear the caw of a raven as you pull up to the little dock. The soldiers your fellow soldiers who are with you, your voltigeurs kind of look at you and, you know we're here, sir. Well, that may be a good thing.
Mhm. So yeah, let's tie off and get up and pull our cloaks around us and our slung rifles and all that. Glad that rifles are shorter than muskets.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that we need to head stealthily into the cheese park area looking for a tailor's shop.
You notice that Cheese Park is a lot dimmer than the dock areas, which are a little more well lit. Even across the way, there are tiny like candle lights, maybe in one or two houses across the way, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for bright lights to encompass the entirety of any of these areas. But Cheese Park, it looks a lot more stores and shop fronts. So there's not a whole lot of light here. Occasionally, there's a guard marching around. And you notice as you're searching. Actually, you need to look for the tailor. You need to look for the shop. Give me perception.
Now I'm looking for like raven symbols along the way to maybe make things easier.
You could be, yeah.
Okay.
This roll's a lot easier since you know what you're looking for.
Okay. I have. Okay. Yeah. Just 17.
You notice that Cheese Park seems to have a lot of bird motifs, a variety of birds. But you notice that as you're milling around, there are places where ravens are, and you notice that it does kind of lead you further and further into the inner parts of the town, this part of the town. And you're able to navigate your way there. And you notice that oddly, you never really felt like the guard were anywhere close to walking into your path. You always saw them. You saw the lights moving around and stuff, but no one happened to go the way you were going. And you find yourself outside of a tailor shop. This tailor shop looks fairly ornate for, like, this isn't just some small local guy. This is some prestige. It looks like some prestigious looking tailor shop. The Ravenswood Tailor Shop. And you see there's no lights on the ground floor, but there are lights on the upper floor.
Is there a bell pull or knocker or anything on the entrance doors?
There would be, yeah. There would be a bell pull, I should say.
Okay. I will pull the bell pull.
You hear a jangle of bells. And then the door almost immediately opens. And you see a lady inside in a sort of charcoal black jacket, a fine gray vest underneath, a very visible looking pistol poking out at her belt level on her left hip, and what looks to be some sort of small blade on the other.
Is this the lady from the woods?
Now that you ask, yes. Looks far more well dressed than when you met them out in the woods.
Nice to see you again. I need a uniform made.
Why, I will have to tell you that we only do a single nightly tailoring at a time. Your friends will have to wait in the parlor downstairs.
That'll be fine.
Oh, and they can leave their luggage outside the door. Don't worry, this is a safe neighborhood.
I nod at my people to leave their rifles out here.
But you may want to keep yours, since you
I
need
do.
to fit around it.
And yeah, lead on.
He waves. Swing back to McNeil Dumas. Dumas. Any special ritual you do before you go to bed? Anything in particular you do with your equipment, or you're not one for prayers or anything like that, or midnight reading? Late night reading, not midnight reading.
Even if I was, I don't think I have any books. Um,
If you ask, McNeil can give you some of his half-written memoirs. That's good
no.
reading.
Beyond a quick equipment maintenance and managing smoke, I don't think so.
Managing smoke?
That's the horse's name.
Oh.
No,
I was wondering about
Yeah.
that. Do we campfire smoke? Like, huh?
I haven't been anywhere to get any of that good Vinlander tobacco.
Give me perception hearing as you're going about your nightly business.
These damnable assassins, they're everywhere.
You
Can I
hear some
roll?
bird calls in the night. Get a little louder than normal, but you're able to kind of shrug it off. You're not terribly familiar with wildlife in the Seabreeze wood.
Uh, yeah, I don't, other than go to sleep, I don't know what else there would be to do.
Oh, that's all right. You will never wake again. I mean, so McNeil,
Ah, yeah, McNeil. Yeah.
what is your nightly rituals?
Well, considering I have some time, before I go to sleep, since I'm a old man with problems of incontinency or whatever, I could I could stay up and just add a couple of pages, maybe like 1 or 2 pages each night to my memoirs, describing my life, who I was, etc. If anybody is ever going to read that, who knows?
I mean, they could recover your memoirs from the battlefield.
Exactly, when I perish in a most unfortunate fate. Also, I'm thinking
Torture's
about
not going anywhere.
I'm thinking about tomorrow, about what we're going to do with regards to the garrison, and mostly spending my time doing that, devising plans and writing memoirs.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Yeah, here it comes. Evaluation or military lore or anything of the like.
You can choose what your thoughts are pondering the most on.
Nothing in particular, so I'm gonna roll pure intelligence. 12.
Well, you think about where you're going, where you're headed. And I had the wrong thing up this whole time. Oh well. Supposed to have this one up, not that one up. But oh well, it's fine. One thing you recognize about this small town, or you're able to discern from it, that there should be. This is one of the older towns that existed. This is one of the few towns that existed back during the ancient empire. So this place has been built up with time,
Mhm.
and thus it has had it has seen a fair amount of old artifacts, both within the Empire, but also in its holdings across the sea. So if nothing else, the garrison, although the garrison house here, such as it is, probably won't hold much. Their looting may very well, if you direct the looting in a particular way or just go about it yourself, you may be able to find things better than silver and gold. You may be able to find things that have greater historical or cultural or even academic or higher academic value.
I'm also mostly worried about that ship that's parked right outside the bay. Looking at it, during the day when it was still daylight, with a spyglass, could we discern any sort of markings on it? I mean, clearly it's an Islander ship, but name, insignia, something else?
It was too far. The only thing you were able to get it was a I write down what it was. I said it what it was.
Sloop of war, I think you said?
Believe
Or-
it's a sloop of war. Yeah, the picture is further up.
Gotcha. Okay. So no name, no nothing inscribed on it, or too
Too
far
far
to
away.
see?
You barely saw it when you guys were
Right.
looking at it the first time.
Yeah, I've just passed my evening mostly thinking about what can I offer to these people so we can occupy this relatively peacefully, so that the majority of the army doesn't loot and ransack this place. So we don't want to ruin these guys' economy.
There was a lot of "we" in that sentence.
Well, hey, if this is to be a subject of the Gallian Empire, it needs to have a strong and healthy economy, and strong and healthy economies are not built on the ruins of burnt cities.
Yeah, but neither are post-war financially sound retirements.
Oh, that's what paying reparations is for. War reparations. Then to us, of course. So you see, they need to be able to earn money somehow so they can pay the reparations.
That sounds like a them problem.
Yes.
I go to the I'm of the French World War I school of reparations in that I demand
Oh.
it all.
We burn their country to the ground and then demand reparations? Oh, yes.
Yes. And if there's a few socialist revolutionaries causing problems, that's their problem, not mine.
The one thing I can tell you about that ship, just based on its size, it's unlikely to be captained by a post captain, like someone who's a captain who's already always in the Navy, ready to go. It's someone of lower rank would probably be assigned the role. So it's probably you're not seeing the best of the Navy out there right now.
Okay, a sloop of war remind me is a fourth rate, so 2 decks or
No, a sloop of war is unrated.
unrated.
Yeah, it's
But
going to be a
how many
single
decks
deck.
do you have? Single deck. Okay, that's
Yeah,
okay.
that you don't get to double decks until third rates. I don't think. There might be double deck or fourth rates, but those are just overbuilt frigates.
Okay,
It has a single gun deck with up to 18 guns.
Yeah,
18 guns. Wow.
and they're going to be small. They're going to be like they're going to be
9
like
pounders?
9. Well, less than 20.
No, yeah, you wouldn't put 20 pounders anyway. Though. Too big. Okay. Aside from that, no. Once I'm done writing a couple of pages of the memoir, or a couple of words into the memoir, daily musings into my journal, etc., I'll head off to sleep. Final look around. That noise in the forest really bugged me. Is there really nothing there?
There's probably something out there.
Well,
Or sorry,
whatever it is, I hope that it doesn't slit my throat during the night. Come, ye demons, I fear thee not.
Don't worry, it'll be a
sleep.
string with some arsenic. Just taste all lemons for a little bit.
I'll go sleep.
Meanwhile, in between Heathergrove and the Mire, a battle ensues. Have you heard my battle music? Been a bit. Right, I don't have like really. It's more tactical. Yeah. So we roll initiative, I believe. That's how it works in this game.
For what?
Oh, well, somebody's fighting the local gendarme.
Oh, okay, good. In that case, I'm gonna go throw out the trash.
It's just like the token.
I can add and fill.
God, I'm just not winning tonight, am I?
I think Inslay's the only one that's passed any rolls.
Well, thanks for jinxing me.
Should have been looking at that number, but that's okay. That's fine. Okay. So the gendarme, you move to headbutt one of them. One of them goes to kind of smack you back away. Uh, 14. It's your defense.
Defense is 10.
So he hits you. Notice the dice on his side. He didn't get it. Adversary. He just clubs you in the face with his musket. He's not trying to shoot you yet because you haven't pulled a weapon on it. You haven't pulled a firearm on him, so he's not gonna go full on at you. No reason to yet. 4 damage.
I have 4 armor.
If he clobbers you in the chest, oof, you feel it, but you're able to kind of, oh, that didn't feel great. The others move to attack your guys, to restrain them. Oof. Not enough. Oof. Oof. 2 of your guys get kind of tackled to the ground and they're being wrestled into their shackles. It falls to you. You also can give orders what you want your guys to do. They'll roll on their own, but so if you tell them to swing punch, they will. They'll attack who they can. If you want them to shoot, they'll shoot because they do have their weapons with them.
Hand to hand for now.
Okay.
I'd rather not start letting off gunshots on a stealth mission. I'll attempt to just uppercut the one I'm in front of.
Okay. Roll.
So accuracy brawling.
Yeah. I keep forgetting brawling's accuracy. That always throws me.
Yeah, it's
That hits.
if he's a moot, don't he just go down?
You could roll 0 damage. It's a fist. Wait, no, it isn't. Improvised weapon. You totally can hit him. Yeah, you'll do at least 1 damage.
I mean, with the mark of might, I do +2 anyway.
Yeah, so thud. You clobbered them over.
And I'll Just looking at my minor and majors.
I'll note you have done your major because you attacked.
I think can I just minor move into the group?
You can, yeah. You can move like over
Yeah,
here.
I'll do it for now.
Your guys will try to fight back. Roll 3d6 for me. I'll let you roll for your guy.
Oh, sure.
Thud. And this guy will go for one of the other guys.
Okay, I'll
Thud. Oops, nope. Thud. This guy begins to run away. Goes back to you.
the one that starts running away, I am going to find a loose brick or something of the equivalent size and density,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to beam him in the back of the head.
Give me. I think it's accuracy throwing. Might be wrong on that.
I've got accuracy.
How would you roll?
I rolled a 16.
Yeah, you'll probably hit him. They do not add perception to damage, yeah. Bomb blows up on him. Or rock hits him. That's different though, that's a thrown weapon. Not grenade. Yeah, you hit him, definitely, and whack, goes down.
And I'll what was that all?
It seems to be. What do you do with your rest of your turn?
I'll order the others to untie ours and collect the guards.
Oops. I didn't die. They start moving over, start helping them out. And then from a rooftop, something, a glint of metal happened, just flickers in the light and sticks one of your guys in the neck. Falls over. Another one goes by. The other guy's trying to untie somebody. That first one might have hit him with these guys. No, sorry. The second one actually did ding your guy. A little. You see the guy, a little glint of metal sticks out of his neck and he just kind of flumps to the ground. And from the shadows and rooftops appear 4 hooded figures. 2 of which who are stepping out kind of lower their what look to be blow dart guns. 2 others kind of draw daggers that glint a little bit in the light, and they kind of show them the broadside to you to make sure you can see it.
I'll
What you doing
place.
here? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just I'll say I'll make sure they can see the glaive.
Who are you? What are you doing here? Says one of them in trade.
I'm here
They
to
do not. Those 2 look like they're ready to do something, but they don't attack you. The guard are down, so it goes to you. You're the only actor on your side.
I'm here to collect someone before what happens tomorrow. and I prefer not to take any lives that I don't have to.
Strength intimidation.
Would you take strength might?
I would not. Unless you're bench pressing one of them. There you go. You get 4 stun points.
Now I can do it.
You totally succeed.
Would you take sway?
I would. What direction do you want their, how do you wish to sway them? You want them to like you more, be more scared of you, to dislike you more?
I don't essentially need them to like me or fear me. Could I sway them to in more of they respect the fact that I am not trying to kill anyone, but I'm just here on a mission. If they stay away from me, I will stay away from them.
You're able to move them up. I get what you're saying. You're able to move them up and sway. The reason you, for those watching, the reason you pull someone down and sway is to try to goad them into fighting you. That's why you would ever do that. So yeah, the 4 of them. You actually do fall out of combat at this point, as the 2 who are addressing you twirl their dagger for a second and then pocket them away into their coats. Stay out of Cheesegate, and we won't have a problem, foreigner. We'll need to take back our pins, though. Your men will need treating.
Stay out of where?
If you see ravens and birds on buildings, then you've gone to the wrong neighborhood. If we find you there, you're going to be on the ground just like your men.
I have no intention of entering the city. I just need someone over there.
Go ahead. 2 of the men start walking over to the guys that got stuck in the neck. The other 2 are kind of trying to get out of their shackles, and they look like they want to fight. And they notice that you're not attacking them, so they kind of look at you, look at them. They look really angry that they interfered, but if you're not fighting them, they're not going to.
Yeah, I'll just put my hand out to him. It's like, not right now. Yeah, once they get untied, they can help up the people who are knocked out, and I'll continue on to my objective.
Four people who were there vanish into the night. You carry on your way.
Could we have collected the 4 guards, put them up against a wall, and poured some beer on them?
You could, yeah. Ball of combat. Go down. Orja.
Yeah.
You step into the tailor shop. You notice the downstairs area looks like any really nice tailor shop you've ever seen before. And you're of enough class that you would have seen it. You would have seen very nice ones back in Lumerburg. And you're led over to a side door, which the lady escort you have takes out a key ring and unlocks the door for you. And she pulls the door open and gestures for you to go up.
I go up.
She closes the door behind you as you enter the stairway, and you see her locking the door behind you.
I mean, I figure if they want me dead, they could have done it long before now. Go on up.
As you step into the upper area, you see yourself in a. If you were being especially generous, you might call it a salon or a seating area of some kind. But it looks a little. It looks a little too musty. A little too. The furniture's a little too dinged up from sharp and blunt objects. You see a collection of various small things of dull iron and unpolished bronze here or there. Various figurines of birds and persons of interest and things like that. Some books on a wall that are well worn. And there's a few people up here who all kind of look over at you. Their hoods are down. You can see their faces perfectly fine. A variety of people who all see you and lit by lamplight and candlelight.
Well, and I'll pull back my hood as well.
And stepping forth, you see a gentleman who it's about, you'd guess, around 30s or 40s or so. He looks like he's seen the world a bit. His hands look like they've been roughed up from brawling or some sort of other rough work. His clothes look very well, like everyone else, they're very well tailored, very well fitted to them. The hint of violence is on all of them. Like, you can see a weapon of some kind on each of them. He in particular is the only one who seems to be wearing a necklace, and upon which is a bronze raven embossed on it. Actually, he knew you were coming, so he would actually speak to you in Gallian.
I don't speak Gallian.
Says something in Gallian.
I
But you recognize it enough as a greeting of some kind.
Right. I respond in trade and say, "Forgive me, although I am Gallian originally. I and my family are Winelani."
Winelani. He switches over to Winelani seamlessly. Beautiful language. One a lot more useful than trade, I would say.
My family certainly thinks so. Diego Borgia, Lieutenant in His Imperial Majesty's forces, at your service.
I'm Severus Nightshade. I am the chapter house master for the House of Ravens here in Seabreeze Cove.
Let me put that in my notes.
What are you doing in our lands, Imperial?
But I think you already know when.
I know why your army's here. I want to know why you're here. Your army isn't supposed to be here for at least a week.
Well, consider me the advanced force of the advanced force. Seabreeze Cove is apt to become a battlefield by morning. I am hoping to avoid that eventuality. Now, of course, the Swift Winds control the town council and the mayorship, but I did not figure that was the real power I needed to talk to try and avoid destruction of parts of the town and more death and fire than I think either of us really want.
So what are you hoping the House of Ravens will do for you, Lieutenant?
Convince the mayor and the council to declare Seabreeze Cove a free city and open the gates peaceably to our forces. thereby avoiding any sort of attack from either us or the 10 islanders offshore, who, believe me, will have no more thought to the preservation of the city and its folk than we will, should we be forced to the attack. And to try to avoid a ongoing conflict of assassination and retaliation between your unkindness and His Majesty's forces.
I would suppose that any of my goodwill assistants would be obviously with the rider of the tailoring business in Seabreeze Cove would be exempt from any imperial entanglement.
I think we could probably ensure that areas designated by as important to the tailor industry in Seabreeze Cove and nearby environs could be exempt from any sort of imperial garrisoning or patrolling.
How do we know he didn't steal it? Shut up. Sorry about that.
Steal it?
He waves a hand. We're having a bit of our own issue at the moment, which I was getting to. He looks over at the person and glares at them. They just kind of, they get a little further away. But you notice there's some, from that very quickly see there's a very clear division of two halves of the room. You feel like you stepped into an argument. You interrupted.
Well, I could assure you all that the only thing I have requisitioned in recent days has been some carelessly abandoned coinage from a group of foreign monks.
Well, I may believe you. The mayor may believe you. But I need to convince the whole of the murder of the Ravens that you are looking out for us.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, but you will want to, Lieutenant.
This serves my purpose as well as yours. But I'm willing to be convinced that I should be looking out for your interests, particularly.
Now, normally, if you wish to have a meeting with the mayor and his exchequer and Her Majesty's representative and the ambassadors and a proper council of the town and the various voting and so on, we could be here for days. Or his mayor's tailor may suggest that it is of his interest to writ into city law its inalienable right to its liberation by the prophet who looked after us all. Now that is something that I don't do lightly. You're not of the house. You're not even Vitluian. Although you are close enough being Wenalani. You have a proper culture
kind of
after all.
Half shrug in agreement, you know.
So, rather than debase us both by making this a pure trade, let's do this the old-fashioned way. I do you a favor. You need to do me a favor. Using the resources of your newfound success. Someone has purloined from my establishment, taken something of importance to us. I want it back. If you swear upon your blood that you'll do this, that it will be done before you leave this town, I'll help you. If you go back on your word, anyone in an officer's jacket will be swimming in the ocean. Pieces.
Hold on, I'm just jotting this down. I greatly fear I know what this is. What is this mysterious item?
How familiar are you with the what is the polite way to put it? Of Islander eccentricities, that is to say, their rites of succession and whatnot.
I mean, a little bit. My uncle is a noble from that reason. I mean, I call him my uncle. I grew up with him around these the Borgia trading posts.
Well, of their items, any High King must be in possession of the great treasures that give him dominion. There's a long story and legend that I won't bore you with. But it is sufficient to know that the High King must have in their possession these items to prove they are worth their position. If they are found to be in loss of these things, they must task themselves a special work to find these things and secure them, lest a succession war break out as to who has the most items first. This is a thing that hasn't happened for centuries. The Tin Islanders have learned to be very particular about where their bits and bobs go. However, there is one particular item that gives them the same rights that we enjoy here on the continent. The right of our freedom, our liberation before the sun, the setting sun. He does stumble on that, by the way.
On what part? Liberation or setting sun?
He says sun, and then he corrects himself to setting sun, because it's the Church of the Setting Sun, not the Church of the Sun.
Liberation under the sun or from the sun is what he said.
By the sun, basically.
By the sun, okay.
So there was a simple chalice gifted to the High King, from which he is to sip the wisdom of her ways. Now, this has been seen as metaphorical, a religious bit of nice poetry that most High Kings have conveniently forgot about. However, it is a real thing, I assure you. And it is a real thing that the Tin Islanders desperately want. I had it. I want... Someone took it from me. I want it back.
You had it here in Seabreeze.
This very room. In that very safe, he points to an open safe, whose hinges look to be very distinctly disjointed.
Diego kind of tisks. Right. And you and your organization haven't been able to find it. How long has it been missing?
Since this morning. So you're very lucky I have that much need that I don't. I'm willing to entrust this task with people who have far more leeway in things than a house of tailors. And no one will question a bunch of occupiers kicking in doors and searching most fervently.
Fair enough. Yes, we would, of course, need to search the town for any imported goods from the Tin Isles that have perhaps been hidden away in contravention of the Emperor's Continental system.
Yes, indeed. He glances sideways at someone who looks like he's going to say something, and that glance is enough to make them... They decide not to say the thing they were going to say. He just looks back at you.
Right. Well, assuming you can provide a detailed description of the item in question, as well as any clues or theories you might have already come up with, I'll undertake this task upon my blood and honor, such as it is.
He takes a dagger from his own hand and he just rapidly just slices it across his palm. And then
I will
And then he
take my main gauche and do the same.
He reaches out with his bloody hand to yours.
And I'll shake his hand.
Yeah, that doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
And ouch. And then he takes a handkerchief and kind of wipes his hand and holds out his handkerchief, the bloody handkerchief, to you.
Yeah, do the same.
On your word, Lieutenant Diego Borgia of the House Borgia.
Right then.
And then you find someone hold out a notepad, a little book of papers, and hold it up to you.
Okay. Is it written in something I can read?
Yep, it's in trade, thankfully.
Okay. I kind of flip through it. All right.
Go ahead.
Fair enough. The mayor's tailor should move quickly, seeing as how with dawn comes the roar of hoofbeats, as it were.
You should hurry as well before they get going. Don't worry, you can go by the main gate. You don't need your little boat anymore.
Ah, but it's such a nice boat. All right.
Nice of you to lie.
Master Nightshade, a pleasure, and hopefully we can meet under more peaceful circumstances. We'll need to work out areas of the city that are pure enough that we won't have to waste manpower patrolling with them. But you, I'm sure, know how to reach me.
Can find you.
Well, gentlemen, lady, bid you good night.
A word to you, Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any bit of advice I can give you, peace is a lie. Good night.
Well, as a soldier, I can only hope you're right. Head out and
as you step out with the rest of your men, who look very uncomfortable with where they are at the moment, but they're following your lead. And then as you step out to where they are, you see several flocks, a flock of ravens kind of start billowing out of the rooftop and flying all across the city.
Ah.
Okay, that's not creepy or anything. Just one of the soldiers looking up.
Well, some people use carrier pigeons. All right.
So are we shooting this place up now, or?
Well, not quite yet. Victory, Divino, Mallet, let's get back to camp. Apparently, we can use the front door this time.
Sir? Looks at you questioningly.
He who has friends in Cheese Park has friends everywhere, it seems.
All right, I really don't like this town.
So yeah, we'll head towards. I'll make our way out of the town.
Meanwhile, we swap back to Luciano once more. You find yourself outside of a one-story house, a rather humble estate. Sturdy looking, if nothing else. There seems to be a front door and a back door. No lights on at the moment. And it does look like there's a cellar door. Cellar door, am I right? Yes, there'd be a cellar door.
Yeah. I'll signal 2 back door, 2 cellar.
Okay.
And I will gently knock upon the door.
Back door or front door?
front door.
Wait. Nothing.
Could I try the handle?
Do you like lightly tap it politely, or are you loudly knocking on it?
No, I'm gonna like open the door. Does the door open?
Oh no, it's locked. I was thinking a door knocker handle. That's where my brain went. Sorry. Yeah, when you try the doorknob, it doesn't. The door handle, it doesn't open.
Well, if there's a knocker, I'll try like a regular strength knock with the knocker.
Tink, 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 tink. I'll roll. Hear that? Huh. You see a light come on inside. There's a bit of movement. You see, from one of the nearby windows, a face kind of appeared, looks over at you, and he furrows his brow at you.
You kids, get off my lawn!
Comes up, walks over to the door, peers at you through the door. Not that he could, there's no window there. But he opens the door a little bit and kind of looks out at you.
While he's looking at me, I'm just gonna slide the butt of the glaive in at the foot of the door, so he can't slam it closed.
Give me strength might, I suppose.
Like I said, I'm not jamming it open right now. It's just a case of, in case he tries to jam it, suddenly there's, oh wait, something's there.
You could go Dex instead.
No, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, no, you're able to get it down there. He does, like, the minute you start moving it at all through his door, he does try to shut it on you, but you're able to kind of, your pushing strength is harder than his slamming strength, so you just kind of, you're able to kind of jam your thing in the way. Kind of looks down at it, looks at you.
Sir, may I come in?
Who the blazes are you?
I am here to take you away from here before an attack tomorrow.
Who are you with? He backs away from the door a little bit. He's still holding the door, but he's pulling his head a little further away from the door, like he seems unsure of you.
I am with the Salon de la Salle.
And he bolts away from the door.
Yeah, that's why I had people stationed at the other doors. I'll walk in, close the door behind me. Sir, there's nowhere to run.
You see him dash downstairs briefly. Seems to be ignoring you. Going somewhere in the house.
Yeah, I'll just walk after him.
Walk. And now opposed. Roll me 3d6. Add +2 to your roll because they're soldiers versus some regular dude. Yeah. He tries to burst out the cellar door, and your two guys, you're like, as you're calmly walking through the house after him, he bursts out the door, and then the camera cuts to them, and he almost dives right through them. And like, whoa! And they kind of start wrestling with him for a second. He's like, let me go. And they just wrestle, and then down to the ground.
Sir, would you like to come back inside the house and we'll be civil about this?
To hell with you.
Gentlemen, could you please restrain and gag our guest while I retrieve some of his supplies as a courtesy?
Give me 3d6 for your boys. Boys and girls, I should say. He's not getting out of that anytime soon. They take him away, secure him.
Yeah, I'll go back into his abode, and obviously I don't know exactly what he would take with him, but I'm trying to be courteous, see if there's anything that shows more use than others, and bring it along with me, or any intel that might be helpful.
Intelligence roll.
Would you take engineering?
You could, yeah. He is an engineer.
Oh shit.
You were able to identify a variety of these papers are working on something, a variety of things. One of which probably catches your eye the most. It looks to be some sort of strange multi-barreled musket. It almost looks like a ring of them, and some sort of. It looks outlandish. And some sort of breaching mechanism to load it. You're not entirely sure what this is, but from what little you understand of, actually you have engineering focus, from what your engineering knowledge, if you studied this, maybe you'll figure out what it is. But it doesn't look like just a doodle. It looks like he was trying to do something in particular.
This could be a fun little diversion. I suppose I shall pocket this and any other documents I can hand over to the salon. And yeah, I'll quietly head out the cellar, close the doors, and
you also
calmly walk
find some 110 silver in in a money pouch. A couple money pouches, because that'd be pretty hefty.
I'll actually be generous with this. I'll keep that all separate, and I'll hand it to him once he's calmed down. Because I was told to retrieve him. I wasn't told to, like, rough him up and rob him.
Yeah, you're able to get out to him. He's all gagged and bound, and the soldiers kind of... He is constantly trying to fight them, but there's 4 of them and 1 of him. So the fight's not going his way at all.
Yeah, I'll just go down to his height, because he's probably sat against something.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I would very much appreciate to hand you this back, and I'll hold the 110 silver. I have no intention of causing you harm or anything else, but your presence is required elsewhere. Can I assume that you're not going to be civil?
Give me a communication persuasion. You're trying to be nice.
I know what he's just said to me.
Yeah, this isn't going well for you. He tries to, like, feebly kick you, but he has no leverage of any kind. Like, the minute he starts moving, the guy's like, no, you don't get to do that.
Team, once we get back to camp, acquire some horses and please deliver our gentleman here and his belongings. I'll hand the pouch to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
To Mr. Riverwind.
Give me intelligence military lore.
I'll give you intelligence.
Not that far off, Arthur. Besides, he's not a Ten Islander. He's a Castilian.
I'm a mountain man.
So good soap from there. Yeah, you recognize that you don't, as a sergeant, you don't have the authority to detach people from the unit. You need one of the captains to detach these guys.
Okay. Well, when we get back, I'll ask for permission for horses so I can send him back.
Yeah. We'll get them ready and we'll wait on the orders, sir. Sergeant, sorry.
Appreciative.
He looks around confused when he hears sergeant.
Well, I'll pick him up and place him over my shoulder. Shall we?
May you go. And chat, these fines, heroes of the war, are work for the Galleon Imperial Guard. They're not of the Tin Isles. Fighting. Well, they're not fighting the Tin Isles, not yet anyway. Ten Isles technically aren't at war with the Galleons. Diego Borgia, you're able, as you walk up to the front gates, to one of the gates, sorry. Yeah, it's the same thing as before. It's a lot of, you see guards, but guards seem to be magically not going in the same path as you are. And when the doors are there, you find that the guard kind of glares at you, but he opens like one of the small doors to let like just people through, as opposed to like full wagons. Grimaces at you and your men. Your men look nervously because there's a lot of people at gates. Oh, Borgia, you're approaching the one of the gates to leave. Because you just blipped out.
Okay, sorry. Internet's been blipping here and there today. So somebody's staring at me because there are lots of people at gates.
Oh, so to reiterate, because you missed it, you were able to get there without anyone getting in your way. Once you got to the gate, there was a gate guard there. They opened one of the small doors for like people in the carriages, and he's glaring at all of you. And one of your soldiers is your soldiers look nervous because they recognize that gates are usually heavily guarded, so they're trying not to start trouble. So they're kind of waiting to see what you do.
Nod to the guard and go through the gate.
Choke on it, he says as you pass by.
I just let that slide.
And as daylight breaks, Dumas McNeil, you are told of reports that Borgia is coming back and Luciano is coming back.
Oh, grand. Summon the officers for a meeting.
Together, the officers attend.
I tell the troopers who came with me to go and catch what sleep they can before the morning fun begins.
Mm.
And I'll grab a cup of coffee or something from somebody on the way to the meeting.
Good morning, Sir Lieutenant, Sergeant.
I'll remind you, McNeil, you have lieutenants, not Sue lieutenants.
Oh,
Sue is
lieutenants.
under lieutenant, lower than a lieutenant.
Oh, yes, they used to be Sue lieutenants.
Yes.
Well, force of habit. Lieutenants, good morning.
Morning,
How
Captain.
was your night?
I think I have good news. If we form up and approach the city and you ride out and tell them to open the gates, I have a strong feeling that the mayor will declare it an open city and welcome us in and be fairly reasonable, as long as we don't let the troops run riot and destroy the town.
Mm-hmm.
I've made some allies of convenience within.
Well, that's always nice, isn't it? I do so enjoy taking towns without any bloodshed. What about you, Sergeant?
Well, if it's possible, if I could acquire some horses for a delivery, I believe my task is complete. Of which I also encountered some stray ravens.
Yeah, you'll have that in Seabreeze. What on earth is that thing on your back? He points at the multi-barreled monstrosity.
Oh no, it's not, it's papers for the thing, not the actual device.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't built
He
the
saw
thing yet.
into the future.
What exactly would you need a horse for?
I'm delivering an individual to Mr. Riverwind.
I don't.
That old pickle.
He can wait, I think.
He's the one who's been helping me fund our little excursions.
Has he now? What vested interest does this Mr. Riverwind have in our company? Aside from the fact that likely some of you, I'll look over to my lieutenants and my sergeant, will do his dirty work for him.
I do no such thing, and I resent the implication.
That's all you like.
Rousseau speaks up and says, "What does the secret droit have to do with us?"
It is a case of the person I am delivering is the person who came up with the new wall designs, which are, well, essentially the ancient wall designs. One of very few people capable of doing such a task.
Well, hardly a task to invent hot water, is it?
No, but this is essentially someone smart enough to figure out how to use techniques that most of the world has already forgotten.
And if Riverwind wants him, that means the Emperor wants him. Correct?
Correct.
Captain, were you made aware of this? Rousseau looks confused at you.
I kind of forgot. Was I made aware of this?
Yes,
Yeah, like I said,
you gave him permission.
yeah. But it's essentially all the money that's been handed out and the extra bits given to the troops so they don't like loot and raid has come from me and Riverwind.
I don't recall Riverwind being mentioned, though.
That's the first time everyone's been brought up. You said you were doing a favor.
Because he didn't tell you.
Yeah, he didn't tell you
I'll-
that part.
I'll
He
look
said
over.
he was doing a favor for the salon, I think.
I'll look over to the Don and shrug my shoulders. What can I say?
Seems the secret droit's overstepping their bounds a little bit.
Which is why I'm considering giving Sergeant Bianchi here a good whipping and overstepping my boundaries, but sadly, he is a friend. Yeah, I know, Diego, you'll say we don't whip in this army. By God, we should.
Well,
Lieutenant Dumas, can you secure a rider and a horse to double back this prisoner back to the Secret Service?
Only if you want him
officers
dead.
will.
I do not particularly care for him dead.
Well, there's no chance he's making it back through enemy country with 4 riders. His best chance of being delivered is to stay with us until more secure passage can be made.
Oh, and that'll put a thorn up Riverwind's arse, won't it? Yes, that's good.
Then
I
would-
don't care to make enemies or friends of Riverwind, but our entire company was ambushed by wolves. We had to fight off some crazed assassin. What chance do 4 men have against something like that?
I don't.
Even
think
if that
they'll-
doesn't, even if the House of Ravens do not wish these men dead, we have now made our presence known, and the enemy now is going to have patrols about. The days of quickly moving across their territory with no response, I think, are over.
Lieutenant Safwan, an estimation from your side. How far is the main company from us?
We likely haven't moved much yet. If we're lucky, they're a day away, but they're probably still 2 days away, still in Shellstrand.
Oh, that's
Captain.
The boat. There's a boat that will be meeting us here soon.
Sergeant, go ahead.
I'm willing to take the prisoner myself.
Oh, quite,
If-
quite out of the question, my boy. We need you here to keep the peace.
If you can but wait a few hours, we will meet a ship in the bay that can take him.
Yes, we did make a deal, or rather, Diego made a deal with the Navy, didn't you, Diego?
Well, we're to signal them once we have the town, and then they'll move into support and hopefully block the harbor. However, I would mention that we know there's at least a picket ship outside Seabreeze Cove, so our fleet
Yes,
may
well,
have other
the-
other engagements before
The
they.
Tin Isles are not officially at war with Gallia yet. The ships coming to.
I beg your pardon, sir. They are 100% at war with us. They attacked Gallia at Lysel. War has been declared, sir.
Not officially, Diego. You know
Corby?
yourself that it
Yep.
was an isolated incident.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the Continental system is the measured response and measured retaliation. The war currently is with Vitlu for violating the Continental system. But technically, Ten Island is not at war with Gallia. Gallia is at war with Vitlu.
There's no war in the Tin Isles.
Well, be that as it may, sir, then they may find themselves facing privateers and having to deal with that before they'll be able to go into to dock at the town.
Oh, Poppycock, I'm sure the famous Gallian Navy can take care of you brigands sporting the old skull and bones.
Yes, but
Yes,
if the brigands are actually Tin Island Navy under cover of a false flag, then it may be a little bit more than the brigands you're thinking they are.
Nephew dearest, it didn't take you one to be fearful of the Tin Island Navy so much.
I'm not fearful of them, sir. I respect their capability. But they're much better than their army, for sure.
Oh well, then have some respect in the ability of the Gallian Navy, and hope that everything goes through as planned. Mr.
Yes, well, hope in one hand and shit in the other, sir.
Mind your language, nephew. This is an officers' meeting.
Yes, I know.
Mr. Bianchi, clap your prisoner in irons and see to it that he does not move very far. You shall have him transported after the battle, if there is one.
Very well.
Good. Now that that's sojourned, how about one of you fashions a white flag on a stick and approaches me in a delegation towards the city gates?
I'll see to it.
Good. Everyone else, mount up. We're riding out.
Sir? Dommerso gets up and looks over at Bianchi with a curious raise of eyebrow, but just doesn't ask about it. Just leaves that alone and carries on with her day. His whole company to worry about.
She's free to ask whatever she likes.
Well, she definitely is, but there's some envelopes you don't poke into, scarlet or not.
All right. Yeah, I'll go get a white flag of parley, and also round up the whatever you call the cavalry officer who carries the unit flag and all that to ride out as part of the delegation.
Who's riding out to the in the delegate party?
I'd say all the senior officers, and along with Bianchi if he wants to come along.
I would think that's way too many.
Oh, well, he can carry the flag.
Well, I don't want to. When on the offhand that they decide to go back on this, I would be more satisfied with y'all being the ones shot and not me.
To break a white flag of parley.
Yeah,
They're assassins.
Before we leave, Diego will have his will order his riflemen to, take their positions in skirmish order and await events.
Oh, very well.
Yeah, I'll stay back and sight the cannons.
Yeah, exactly. Lieutenant Dumas, set up the cannons. Have Bianchi assist you.
But Diego will ride out with McNeil.
That's how two people die. I mean, so you ride out to the gate, do you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Bearing the white flag.
I like how people are saying, "Oh, Bianchi doesn't have a goddamn choice in anything." Everyone outranks him. If they say anything, he's got to go. Yep.
I mean, technically, Bianchi's under the command of what's his face, Safwan. Yeah.
And Safwan just likes you all. Like, hey, if you want my sergeant, yeah, sure. I don't mind.
Yeah. I'm disappointed. I so thought you got the Harper gun, and that was going to be awesome.
it looks like I'm going that way though.
You walk up to the town.
Ride.
You're right. You ride to town with your color sergeant, I believe, color corporal. Get the name.
Color sergeant.
Color sergeant. Yeah.
You start riding up, and you see a lady in long vestmental robes with colors of orange, which are fairly common in Vitlu, but there's the hints of the old imperial magi purple at the fringes. The lady herself seems to be does seem to have her hair bound up into in what looks to be a very old-fashioned powdered wig. And in her hand is a long staff with some sort of ornament on the top, which is not a thing you see in Gallia anymore. That's that's antiquated way of showing rank. But you see that personage standing there along with a few of the gendarmes standing outside the gate. And you see there's a few people some of the local folk who are kind of wondering why, like they've kind of crowded up near the gate here. But they're being barred by the gendarme from leaving out this way. So there's a bit of a crowd that's built up here looking at this meeting.
Yep.
I am the Chief Magistrate, Serafana Alina Siftwind. Who approaches our gates?
I am Captain Cormac McNeil of the 1st Squadron de l'Icelle, of the 7th Corps of the Grand Army of Gallia. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Could we speak?
That we are, Captain. Speak away.
Is trade all right with you, madam?
I speak in trade now. Why else?
Very well. I come here as a forward element of the 7th Corps of the Grand Army, and I implore you to let us past your gates with the intention of liberating this city in the name of Gallia.
Thankfully for you, good captain. If you had met us the day before, we would be duty-bound by our oaths of fealty to the Queen to hold these walls from you. But thankfully, I have come to the conclusion that Seabreeze Cove in these dire times must enact its writ of liberation in the name of the Church of the Setting Sun. Thus, we are a free city, free to choose whom we will shelter. If
Diego
Gallia
mutters.
wishes to engage in good fortune and friendship, the Seabreeze Cove will not see you away.
For which you're welcome, Diego mutters in Winelani.
Yes, quite right. Very well. Generally, the way we do this in Gallia is that I take your sword as an offer of your welcoming to your city. May we do that?
I am but a humble civil lady who guards upon the port. I work upon the blessed work of as the chief magistrate here. I have no need of sword, for I have the setting sun behind me.
I'll mutter back to Diego, what the hell is this fanatic talking about?
She's not military, she's just civilian.
Am I
She's the mayor.
Am I parlaying with a bloody nun?
No, you're parlaying with the head of the city, and I don't know. It's religion everywhere. Just thank her and get us into town, and let's garrison the joint.
Christ Almighty, or the Lady Almighty, or
Son Almighty, Son
Almighty. Good. Yes, quite right. Thank you. We shall tell our troops then and approach your fair town. We shall see you soon, and then we can speak further.
She splays her hand, her offhand across her chest, and then folds it up very slowly, so her hands sort of almost curled into a fist and stops short. And then she kind of nods her head very solemnly at you. She turns her back to you and walks ceremonially away from you. The two soldiers next to her just kind of, they look stunned that she did that, and they just kind of, there's a half moment, there's a few steps she gets away from them where they're like, we're following her now. And then they turn and they follow after her and they say, make way, make way. People are like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're all jeering and yelling at the chief magistrate, who has a full detail around her as the crowd is being pushed back out of her way.
Diego will. Yeah.
I don't know what sort of witchcraft you pulled, but if you sold the town to a bunch of religious fanatics, you and I are going to have words.
Oh no, I did not sell the town to religious fanatics. I just had a discussion with the people who already owned the place.
Ah, the mafia, so called.
No, those guys are wet on money.
That's right. More like it's just the local bird watching club. Don't worry about it.
Local bird.
Diego will like furl the white flag and then do a couple of whistle blasts to tell his riflemen to mount up and move forward, and we'll.
Color Sergeant, inform the rest, and first inform Lieutenant Demand, Lieutenant Safwan, and the Dam, and tell everyone to move out.
Are you entering the city in parade, or just business as usual? We're just coming into a town like any other.
I'm gonna roll dice.
Because you can walk in Imperator sense, as a conquering parading
Oh,
army.
on 1 to 3.
You would.
On 1 to 3, we roll in parade style. On 4, 5, 6, we roll in business as usual. We roll in parade style.
You know you love it.
Break out the drums and the trumpets.
I'll lead in the rifles to occupy the city offices and whatnot first. Yeah, and Diego will lead the riflemen in at pretty much a gallop to the offices.
You find that the mayoral offices are situated in remember now? It's not on the dock, I know. In the summer ward, in the nicer part of town.
Well, first off, do
Yeah.
you think we could go to the docks? Just casually let the officers split off, or Diego, come with me. Yeah, Diego, come with me. You have the spyglass. Let's go to the docks, see that sloop of war.
Sure. Before, yeah, okay, fine. I'll have my rifleman ride on ahead, and then when we get to the docks, before I hand over my spyglass, I'll fire off the signal rocket to our navy.
It whistles through the air. Some people clap at that because they think you guys are it's part of the parade, as horns are blaring and drums are beating, and they think that's just another thing. Most people don't recognize what that is. A few people in a bit more education and military fathoms might recognize what that is, but they're not doing anything about it. Not that you can see anyway.
I'll take the spyglass and I'll look at that sloop of war.
And Diego will make sure that no forces go through the cheese park area. We'll ride like along, kind of along this way to get down here. Not, just make sure nobody ventures into our friends' neighborhoods.
Give me communication, persuasion, leadership, or military lore.
And I'll do leadership. It's a little bit better of a roll. Jesus.
See, why can't I have these rolls?
21 with 6 stunt points.
Bloody hell, are you asking me? I don't know. Your stunt points.
That definitely makes it. 21's more than enough to keep the soldiers in good order.
Okay. I'll spend 4 for inspired for my people, and Let's do. Flip.
Flip is not an option. Try again.
Sorry.
Yes,
I'll just let
apparently
this.
the table is unflippable.
That's true.
Sick flip, dude. Sick flip.
Do a kick.
I think I'll just let 2 fly away.
Yeah, you've secured the safety of Cheese Park, basically, in all its shops.
Yep.
McNeil's heading to the docks to get a better look at what's going on. What are Bianchi and Dumas up to as your squadron takes position over the city? Dominion, I should say.
I'll dispatch the sergeant and the rest of my troops to go start assigning quarters. Basically just going and telling people around this area that, oh, guess what? These 3 young strapping cuirassiers get to come live with you, and you get to feed them, and thank you for your service. I'm gonna let him do that though. I'll go with Dom Rousseau because she wanted to protect this or whatever, and then see what all that's about. Or some ancient pagan site or some
It was the park
religious
here.
site. Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was outside this. Okay. Then that. Okay. Because if I had recognized that, it would change the entire conversation with her. Because I thought it was up here, so I was wondering why she was so worried about the assault affecting. And it's like it's not even inside the walls. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
When you go with Rousseau down there, you find that in the park there are a variety. There are some smaller trees, and they're lined up in a nice, pretty fashion with some flowers here or there. But there are at least 3 dominating trees that overshadow the entire park. That have bits of paper and glass hung up on it, bits of paper draped about the trees a little bit. And since you guys came into the town under peace, there are a few people in orange vestment, like long robe-looking things, without the purple fringe, who are milling around to kind of look over at the very obvious. Well, actually, Rousseau's in. She's in her military outfit. She's not in church garb, obviously, so she just looks like an officer of the guard. She just kind of walks up and kind of looks around at the park and its massive 3 trees, whose leaves seem to be shining in gold. It's a wonder that they think that these things are their guardians, protectors of their dead and city.
They hold no power?
Over the mind, maybe, the heart, the spirit, but nothing actually tangible. They're just old trees. People here believe that they hold every ancestor, every person who's ever lived and died here. They are in these trees, watching over them. Leaves fall again. They melt into the earth and are born anew to spawn sea breeze.
Curious. This is the first tangible deity that I've ever come into contact with. The other ones all seem amorphous.
Well, Our Lady speaks of the sun that we see and the God that dwells within, his light that protects us. Their God's just a little bit closer, a little more grounded, I suppose, more relatable.
The lady is certainly more difficult to take an axe to.
I did hear of some fools during the Revolution that tried to take rifles and fire upon the sun. Not realizing that musket ball doesn't go that far, but...
Yet.
Well, it was a new and interesting world.
I didn't quite realize how big these trees were. Imagine if they set these things to fire. Would have spread across the city with all the leaves falling the way they are. Well, everything's south of here, I think. Well, south and east.
Might have been convenient. I doubt any ravens would be roosting if we burned the city.
And Rousseau spends her time just kind of walking among the park and kind of observing the trees. Occasionally talking to some of the local priests who are tending to the trees and asking them religious questions. Occasionally a runner will run up to her to ask her for orders about this or that, and she kind of tells them, talk to Lieutenant so-and-so, talk to Lieutenant so-and-so. Do this, you know. She seems rather enamored with looking into this place and enjoying the park.
I would like to take maybe the final stab at pushing her out of the monarchists and towards the militarists by posing pointed questions during these conversations with monks and around the tree.
Give me communication persuasion.
All right. What was my last count? Monarchists are 0 for me.
Oh, there we
So no penalty.
Also, all of you get Velvet Conquest of Seabreeze. You have bonus with Salon, the common folk, and the bourgeoisie. Negative with the militarists, the revolutionaries, and the church.
Oh,
I
lovely.
guess under titles, Velvet Conquest of...
That's one of your reputation titles, yeah.
Yeah.
As if the church didn't hate me already.
And that 13 will not be enough.
Then I will probably reroll once I finish adding all these things. I've gone from the most favorable towards me being the militarist to being the bourgeois. Yeah, I'll spend one of those what-do-you-call-ems.
Action points.
And I'll spend the other one too.
Oh, you can just add 2. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, it's probably too late to do so.
I'll let you add 2 on that last one because it has been a bit. I'll be nice. That because 15 would do it. So you have moved Rousseau over the discussion. She sees the benefits of the Friends of Constitutional Order, and through your continued advocation, she is convinced to set aside the. Oh, hi, Mr. Spider. Mr. Spider, you can't stay there. You're right over that way. You don't want to stay there either. You'll be squished by the mouse. Ooh. Thank you. Right. Set aside the crown and take up instead the crossed swords over a open book. The official induction will have to wait till she gets to someone higher than you, but she's setting aside the crown if nothing else, so you know she's going to take up the crossed sword with you.
I am quite satisfied then.
Lightly relocating a spider to a safer location. Yeah. These guys keep bugs out of here. So, McNeil, you're spying upon the ocean blue.
Yes, the ship that is parked there.
Perception. I believe you get +1, +2 for that, Borgia. For your spyglass.
Spyglass is scroll. +1's perception seeing.
There you go.
So that's a 13 overall.
13. You spy and spy upon the town. Upon the ship. And you try to ferret out the name of the ship, I believe is what you were trying to do, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it shoots you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. I just hear, I see a poof, and then a couple of moments later,
Huge chunk of the dock just explodes. How'd they hit him square on from that far away?
they have a grand artilleryman in there.
That is the ooh thing. HMS Greenwind. And you can see that it is patrolling back and forth. And
Can I try to recall my memory? Do I know who commands this ship?
intelligence, military lore.
Oh, finally. 16 with 4 stun points.
Probably no. It's hard only because it wouldn't be a very famous person. It's a sloop, so highest ranked person in the.
Just get them stun points up. Spend 2 to get insight.
Certainly.
And spend another one maybe to read the situation. Are they like looking for trouble, or are they just... Do they even know that the town's been taken? We have made quite a show.
Oh, so answer that last one easily. Easier, I should say. looking upon them, they do appear to be friendly with Seabreeze Cove. But you have a feeling that were they to learn that you were here or the Galleons were here, they'd be somewhere between standoffish to outright hostile.
Oh,
That is to say,
so?
that either leave you alone and just avoid you, or they might try to refuse, or they, at the very least, they would refuse to help or try to undermine you. But you don't think they just start shooting right away. But they're not that far off. If you poke them in the neck enough, they'd probably start shooting at you.
Well, they definitely saw the rockets, so there's that.
That is one Elil Blackthorn. That's
Oh, you son of a bitch. You blackthorns are all the same.
You recall that Elil was up on the line for being the master commander of the Greenwind, but you didn't know. This was some time ago. You heard about that, so you're able to piece it together. It's like, if there's anyone who's on that ship, that's probably who it is. It could be somebody else, but the Blackthorns do have pulls.
Well, good thing that the Greenwind isn't a ship of the, an actual big ship of the line. I'll head back over to my men.
Where's Bianchi off to?
Well, I believe he was ordered to acquire accommodation for the soldiers.
Give me. In what way are you acquiring this? Like purchasing rooms, seizing rooms?
Purchasing rooms, and if there's any empty buildings, using them.
Persuasion bargaining. Sorry, communication bargaining.
You wouldn't take leadership?
I won't know. Sadly. How many men are you all total?
It's in the thing.
It's in the thing.
It's in the 7th Corps. Scroll
yes,
down.
250 soldiers, I think.
I mean, you have to do a little bit of math. But
It's
125.
Yeah, but 125 plus the 5th company because the Dane is with us, so 250.
All right, yeah.
$250?
250.
I don't. Are you just going off of what's in the picture?
Yes, I think we lost some
Yeah,
on
if you
the way, though.
scroll down just a little bit, the actual numbers there.
226.
Because you've lost some people from fighting.
No, we have 260.
All right, because
34 of
34
whom
wounded.
are
Right.
wounded. 260 is the number.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Because we have recruited more people than we have lost.
260, you say?
Positive net gain, I guess.
That makes more sense. So, oops, silly goose, friggin'. Oh, wait, no, I was doing it right the first time. I know how to calculate. For what amounts to being housed in a variety of common rooms and storage spaces, enough for people to kind of set up their own thing, you're able to get a price of about 520 silver. So 5 gold, 20 silver. Is that right? No. 520 silver. Yeah.
Oh, is someone gonna actually pay?
Oh, yeah, let the rich man with the connections in the spy service pay.
Yeah, that's it. I essentially just paid with it with the salon funds.
And feel free to note that you'll write down a receipt with the quartermaster that that's how much you spent for accommodations. You might be able to recoup that from the core.
Well done.
You're able to buy it. It's a big enough town they could find the room for people. It's just a matter of finding what was available. We cycle over to Borgia. You've secured Cheese Park, more or less.
Being secure meaning keeping our folks out for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll catch back up with McNeil afterwards to head towards the mayor's office because I have some bugs I need to put in his ear.
Ah, yes, your spyglass.
Thank you. We should, your talks with the mayor, we should demand that all of the Tin Islander goods are confiscate and that we'll need to search the city to make sure that no one's trying to squirrel away any of that stuff against the Continental system's orders.
I'm afraid that will be a bit harder considering they've declared themselves an open city. I'm afraid we are not technically allowed to stop the flow of goods in or out.
Well, I think we
Occupy the
convinced
town.
the mayor that as a free city that they're free to sign back on to His Majesty's Continental system. And then we confiscate whatever we
I
need to
understand,
confiscate.
nephew. However, I don't think we should use the word confiscate around these people. They might take to it a bit poorly. Any other ideas? I think his internet must have blipped out. Okay. In any case, off to the mayor's office. Should any of you other PCs wish to join, you're welcome to.
That's actually the next question I'm going to ask because you're heading down that way. Duma, what are you up to after your bit of excursion at the park? You are let known that the captain and lieutenant are heading down to the chief magistrate's office.
Come with us.
Give me perception seeing, given where you went.
Well, I'm trying to think. Not the most persuasive person. Also, well, I guess one time I can be good at perception.
You do succeed. You do get those stump points. You see the green winds sailing away.
The ship in the bay?
Yeah. Well, in the water, yeah.
Am I back now?
Yes,
You are, yes.
Good thing.
My other suggestion was that a donation for the rebuilding of Lysel would be appropriate.
War reparations. My God.
No, a donation to support the rebuilding of LaSalle.
Well,
One
we'll
free
see
city to
how-
another.
We'll see how cooperative they are to the idea of us stripping them of their supplies first before we get ahead of ourselves and ask for donations.
Not their supplies, just the illegal stuff under the Continental system.
I imagine the legality of things within a free city is questionable at best.
Well, if they agree to sign on to the Continental system, then they're agreeing that goods imported from the Tin Isles are illegal and therefore subject to confiscation.
I'll see what I can do.
That is why we're here, after all, Uncle, to reimpose the Continental system.
Yes, however, I think there's people that are more fit to reimposing the Continental system than I am. Higher up the food chain, you know what I mean?
You're commanding 266 armed soldiers.
Yes,
We're already in the town. We are in a position of tremendous strength, Uncle.
Yes, and then there are men that command tens of thousands of soldiers. So, you know. There's always someone higher up the food chain.
Yes, but if you do it,
I understand the semantics, nephew. It'll be all right.
Speaking of semantics, Dumas.
I
You have 5 set points sitting on your table.
mm,
For the record, that isn't semantics. I'm joke there, chat.
I'll start with extra information.
It looks like they're gearing up for a fight. There's a lot of activity on the deck, and a lot of the guns seem to be getting put into good order.
From how much so they are sitting okay. Are they going if they started to engage in a fight, do I think that fight would happen in range of shore guns, the horse artillery, if I brought it to the edge of the water? Or does it look like, they're almost out of range already? You know, uh, assuming that the cannons can hit something at the range of, like 1,000 yards,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they're more than a mile away, then it's kind of moot. There's nothing I can do about it.
They were just within range, and they're moving out of it now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's nothing I can do to help them. I don't have a ship. I don't have a ship. I don't have guns that can reach out. I don't even have a dinghy to row out there to help. I don't. I guess a hope that the Galleon Navy can do something passes my mind, but there's nothing I can do for them.
Rousseau kind of looks at you as you're kind of peering out to the water. Kind of, everything all right, Lieutenant?
It looks like the Tin Islander ship and ours are probably about to decide control of the bay for a little while.
He looks out to the water. They don't know there's a ship there, but they should know that they're in not friendly waters. Unless we have some privateer sitting in dock, there's not a whole lot we can do. So we probably should let the captain, your Captain McNeil, know, so he knows so he can recalculate whether we're gonna have a ship or not. Because,
well, I guess I'll look out over the dock. Is there a sturdy-looking merchantman, or a armed merchantman in dock?
Give me intelligence, naval lore, I suppose. Military lore is a thing. I don't think naval lore is its own thing.
It wouldn't matter anyways.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, no, there you
go. Unless you'd take engineering, because I'm not asking how fit for combat is this ship. I'm asking, does the hull look thick and does it have big guns on it? Which
I'll take it at a higher. I'll just turn the difficulty up a little bit. You're coming at the same information from a different angle. 14. I'm clicking the wrong thing. Other thing. Thank you. Back here. No, that's not one of those. No. At present, you do spot a merchantman sitting in dock. So it does have some guns, but it's more as a means to defend it, to try to spook pirates away from it. It's not really a ship of war per se, but if it wanted to get into a shootout, it can.
By some, we mean 4 or 5, or like 2 per side or 4 per side.
Well, and keep in mind that the signal to our ship was to let it know the town had fallen, so it could go back to the base of our navy and whatever the main town was, and bring supporting forces down.
I mean, it's not going to matter if they get outsailed.
Right.
They won't get. They're not going to get taken.
Yeah, I'm just
over
saying the
here.
signal wasn't to bring that ship into harbor. It was to let them know that the town had fallen and to bring down other ships and troops in support by sea.
Yeah. About 2 guns a side or so, yeah. Though for an action point, something bigger might happen to be in port.
I don't have one.
I do. You can have one of mine.
Okay, then I will spend one of his.
You actually notice, well, not so much bigger, but more better for fighting, for chasing down a sloop. You see there is a Vinlander brig. About the same armaments as the sloop would have, but a lot more maneuverable than the merchantman. Merchantmans are big, lumbering things. Brigs can actually...
Isn't a Vinlander warship?
It seems to have colors of just being a Vinlander merchant ship, but you're enough of an engineer to go, that looks... You can read between the lines. That looks like a privateer to you.
All right.
That's a little too heavy duty for some merchantman in a brig. Like if you're just going across the trade, you'd go in a trade ship or something like that, not a brig. But hey, Vinlanders do that sort of thing.
Then I say, Damrasel, might I call on you as a friend to lend me your men and yourself?
To what end?
To take a prize.
What sort of prize? She starts walking over, waves over one of her runners to kind of...
A Tinlander sloop of war.
As I checked, we're not at war with the 10 Islanders, Isabel. She says under her breath.
And if they decide to deny our naval support the engagement, then we won't take them. But if they make for a fight, then it is only responsible as army officers who happen to be on a ship in the bay that we come to our naval brethren's aid.
Forgive me, but I don't believe we have a ship. That was entirely the problem.
If you can arrange all of your men to be with their arms and without their horses at Pier 3, I point to it, I will procure the ship.
I'll get down there, but you might want to speak into the ear of McNeil before you get too far from this. Last thing you need is to have him strip you the minute you get back. I'll meet you there.
I wait for her to move off, and then I do exactly not that thing, and I go to the ship.
You see why we should do whippings, Diego? This is why we should do whippings.
We're better than that. We just do firing squads.
No, we're like
I
parents,
mean,
you know. I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed, you know.
I will take whatever punishment you deem acceptable, but you have to come onto my sloop of war to deem it out.
I'm not angry with you, just disappointed.
What is Bianchi up to during all this? After you get the housing sorted and you're able to have your chat with the quartermaster.
Yeah, so kind of torn between either making sure the prisoner is secure or going for a nice stroll around town until I'm summoned.
This might actually help Bianchi. Can I send one of my people to grab him and his prisoner?
You probably could. It's your troops.
I'm gonna send a message to Bianchi that if he wants his prisoner out here fastest, then he'll need to bring him to the pier. Because my thought is, he wants him out of here fast. I'm either going to go, help this ship, our ship, or run off the Tin Islander ship and then still meet our ship. So his only chance of getting his prisoner on the ship that's headed to the place where Riverwind is to come with me. Otherwise, because our ship is not coming here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring him to the dock. I'm just gonna look over to Ma. I'm guessing you didn't get permission for this one.
Everything is being arranged, Sergeant.
As various. How many people roll into this dock?
About 150. So, oh no, 175. Maybe with the wounded, there's probably like 160.
Just sitting up on the moon docks. All right, we'll get to that in a moment. Borgia and McNeil, you meet up with
definitely looking around. You definitely did not get permission for this, did you?
It is best for sergeants not to ask lieutenants what permission they have if sergeants want to stay sergeants and not corporals.
It is the Schrodinger's permission. You have it and you don't have it at the same time.
It is true, yes. But as long as Luciano doesn't know the answer to that question, there's some ethereal protection around him.
No, Luciano doesn't care about the answer. He's just like, God damn it.
Well, there's speak of whippings, so I'm trying to avoid that.
Safwan meets up, is waiting along with the bulk of the parade army, well, half of it apparently, in Summer Ward with Borgia and McNeil, and you were able to find yourselves to the estate of the Chief Magistrate's office.
Safwan, where the hell are the rest of our troops?
Demerso just repositioned them. Drugs. Didn't
Oh, good on her, taking initiative. Good.
My riflemen have secured the mayoral offices and building.
Good. Shall we go speak with the religious nutter?
Sure. Let's go see Chief Magistrate Swiftwind.
Right. Diego, nephew, I'm counting on you to act as my leash here, should I say something out of line. You know these people probably better than I do.
I'll do my best.
Off we go then. Go inside.
Yep.
We're not gonna put her full name there because you wouldn't call her full name every single time you talk.
Seraphina Swiftwind.
The full would be Seraphina Alina Swiftwind. Just Chief Magistrate Swiftwind or Magistrate Swiftwind is sufficient.
Have fun. Sorry, my wife was heading out the door, so told her to have fun.
As you come into the offices, you find that you are in this magistrate's office. Has various courts Some of which are in session. You see some barristers and such moving about. The matters of law and administration continue on. And you are led up to one of the upper floors to where the chief magistrate's office is. Where you see there is various stoneworks and woodworks and fine carving. And here or there, just even on a passing glance as you get up to the chief magistrate's office, you notice that there is the old shield of Seabreeze Cove. That has been where the shield is inlaid with precious. The red field is in red gems, and the sickles are in gold leaf, with bits of emerald as the hilts, and the white stripe is a polished alabaster.
Very nice.
Very opulent, even.
Told you they could afford a donation.
Oh, hush you.
Right there, will be that shield by itself will rebuild half the town.
Person who escorts you holds up a white staff and taps on the raps on the door twice with it. The Captain McNeil and Lieutenant Borgia to see the Chief Magistrate. Come in, you hear through the door. And they nod and they turn the handle for you and pull the door open to let you inside. Inside the office, you see this looks very much like a professional person's office. Various books, curios here or there, a work desk, but there's also enough room for like a nice little sitting area for guests, like a little table. You can see there's like a bit of there's already a bit of tea set up and steaming. Although it seems to be forgotten by its inhabitant, as you see, Chief Magistrate Swiftwind has a variety of papers around her, and she seems to be reading over one of them with spectacles kind of nestled against her face, and she's kind of reading at them. And she glances up over them and kind of waves you forward and kind of scribbles on one of them, puts it down, and is looking at another one.
Chief Magistrate, allow me to shake your hand formally this time. Captain Cormac McNeil.
One moment. She sets down the paper, takes off her glasses, and she stands from her chair and reaches out with her hand.
May I introduce my nephew and my lieutenant, Diego Borgia, and my lieutenant, Tevian Safwan.
A pleasure, I am sure it is for the both of you.
May we sit?
You may, and she gestures. Let's have some tea. I already had it set up already. As she gestures to the chairs near her desk, and then she sees over your shoulder the steaming tea. And oh, whoops! And she goes, "Let's go sit over there." She meanders her way over.
Quite.
Diego will look around the office, see if there's anything interesting.
You see that there's a bird motif in this room as well, but you see not a single raven, but sparrows adorning various corners of things. This room, also on a glance, I'll actually make this a roll. Intelligence.
Okay. Sure it's not perception?
It's nothing hidden. It's just a matter of knowing what it is you're looking at.
Okay.
Unless there's something specific you're looking for, I suppose.
No. That's probably not enough. I don't think I'm going to spend an action point for a reroll on this. So I'll let it lie at 8.
Yeah, it looks like this place looks old. Is most I'll say on
Okay.
that. You're not enough of an antiquarian to really be able to judge beyond that. It's an old, well-kept room. And she takes a seat and kind of flares her robe a little bit to kind of sit down a bit more properly. Kind of pulls up her sleeves a bit and pulls a bit of ribbon to hold them up and away from her sleeves so she doesn't accidentally dip them into everything she's reaching for.
So, madam, if I may start us off, me and my lieutenants here actually have come over to discuss the matter of the illicit goods that currently are in your storehouses. belonging to the Tin Isles.
Everything is within the boars and bonds as attributed in trade between Vitlu and the Tin Isles, and any such goods
Yeah.
in our possession is still legal at present. Although if there are any smuggled goods, I would have the gendarme take care of them. But as yet, all such things are in the keeping of the magistrate's office.
Yes, but you see, we are here to restore the order of the Emperor, peace be upon him. And that includes, I hate to say it, but seizing any goods that belong to the Tin Isles.
This
Yes, the thousands of troops following in our wake, as well as the naval vessels making their way even now to Seabees Breeze Cove, and those who command us and have the Emperor's ear might find might be well pleased to find that Seabreeze Cove has already restored the enforcement of the Continental system before their arrival.
And Chief Magistrate, you've been welcoming to us so far. You know, we're nice people. We can play nice. Can't we?
We certainly can, but I, as Chief Magistrate, am beholden to the laws of Seabreeze Cove. And as such, it is not to my attention, as far as I'm aware, that any of these goods are illegal. If you wish to put in a form of complaint for our courts to consider, and I would, of course, out of consideration of our current situation, shall we say, I will ensure that I and my panel will be the ones to see it, rather than a junior magistrate. And we will examine the facts and evidence and attribute the appropriate penalties and seizures. You have to understand, Captain, that Ambassador Seaforth of the Tin Isles could very well sue our city if we were to act in abeyance of our obligations. As much as our free city status has given us a lien against, or a relief rather, from our martial requirements against the Gallian Empire, I do not wish to engage in hostilities of my city versus the Ten Island Navy.
Now, madam, if I may be completely frank with you, Ambassador Seaforth, you said that was his name, right?
Yes, Reese Seaforth.
Has no more authority to give you punitive cause than I do. Considering that we are here, you may also consider yourself under the Emperor's glorious grace and shield, or his wing. With the Emperor's glorious grace and shield, that being his wing of the eagle, you are also under the protection of the Alamanian Empire as well. The petty threats of the high courts of the Tin Isles are nothing if you have two of the strongest nations in this world behind you.
So you would forsake the law in the face of might?
I'm afraid that situation demands it.
One could point out that the law of the land, and certainly the law of Alamania and Gallia, Winilani, and until recently that of your lands itself, was the continental system. Your queen chose to break that law. It seems only right and proper that Seabreeze Cove should return to legality by rejoining the Continental Pact that the Emperor has so carefully put together in response to the heinous attack against the town of Lysel and the Emperor and soon-to-be Empress themselves by the villains of the High King of the Tin Isles.
I'm perfectly willing to have this argument in court and have it officially signed into law, but short of that, there's not much more I can do. And I'm sure with your arguments, with a proper jurist among you, or even among yourselves, I am sure you can convince a panel of such things. But this needs to be done within the bounds of law.
Madam Swiftland, there is something quite indeed that you could tell us, and you needn't lift a finger to do so. Simply tell us where they are, and we'll handle the rest.
Tell you where they are?
The supplies, ma'am.
This is a city, Captain. We aren't a garrison. We don't keep records of every private citizen's ownership. And such trades, chattels would be in the port's domain. And if I were to secure a warrant for such things, then I would need probable cause to seize such things, and at present, no law is being broken. However, should you get your Continental system into the Seabreeze Code conduct of law, then we can have a warrant to get that material, and then I can get you the information you look for. We're not a tyranny. This isn't the Magi Empire.
What was that?
This isn't the Empire of
No,
the
no,
Magi.
no. I heard you. What was? What
She's
did you say?
literally telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Very well.
Borgia stands up, opens the door into the hallway, and yells, "Riflemen, secure this building! Bring me every magistrate in it to this office! Step to it!"
And we step away from there.
We'll have your court of law one way or another, madam.
Breaker of Oaths. Minus +2. Well, there's no more to it though. There's a plus side to this.
I was about to say, what oath did I break?
You said they were a free city, and now you're seizing the city.
No, not seizing the city, just seizing the people in the city.
Yeah, you may fool them. You're not fooling me. Oathbreaker.
That's only him, right? I didn't break anything.
You're not stopping him, are you?
Well, I can't very well stop 25 men on my own, can I? Oh, I'm just a poor 47-year-old man.
Captain of the Imperial Guard. Is he holding you at gunpoint?
For all I know, he might be.
Plus militant, because, a win's a win.
I'm just demonstrating
Actually,
something
no,
here.
Militants wouldn't like that because you're breaking. They like order. They like. Revolutionaries like this. Yeah, seize the means of power. Screw these guys. What do they know?
And the church likes this as well, clearly.
I didn't break the oath that's the most important to this anyway. I've just got to find cover to break into people's houses is all.
I don't know if the monarch is like this. No, no. So, negative. Not everything needs to have more than some things can be very simple and straightforward. Negative to militarist, obviously. Negative to common. Common folk don't care. They do. Common.
Darn it. And I was just about to join the Salon of Commoners.
Salon doesn't care either way. It's not their problem. You didn't break a word with them. Or the Emperor, so they care. Do the Marcus care either way? Not really. This isn't a monarch. This isn't a noble you're screwing. Yeah. Oath-breaking conqueror. Plus for revolutionaries, but negative to militarists, common folk, and bourgeoisie. That will be marked upon McNeil and Borgia.
Oh, curses.
But on the docks, Rousseau, Dumas, and Bianchi, with a sizable force. The dock's a little concerned about what's happening. They're a little confused. People are trying to get on with their day. Dumb Rousseau is letting people go about their work. She's not trying to stop anyone at the moment, but still, it's a little weird to see that many people with guns around. They're like, okay, well, I'll just kind of keep doing what I'm doing.
I'll walk at the head of this column down the dock to the ship we found and walk up to it and shout, "Where's this ship's master?"
Give me communication.
Is this persuasion?
Yeah, I could say that.
All right. Does the captain or whoever is deciding whether to get the captain fall into any categories?
Uh. Hmm.
Probably bourgeois if he's a trader.
This person is a revolutionary.
All right. A 10 Islander revolutionary.
Vinlander revolutionary. That makes
Oh,
sense.
Vinlander revolutionary, yeah. Oh, Vinlander revolutionary is, yeah, redundant. 20. Because I have a +2 with them.
And I'll do different. Getting her name together. Yeah, that definitely gets it. You do have 6 stump points as a dark-skinned lady in a dapper hat and raiment clothes steps over to the side, looks down at you. Captain Averson, what you doing down there, Galleon? Some people
I
chuckle
would,
and look over.
like to explain how you might earn a sizable amount of silver today if I might come aboard.
Silver, is it? Looks around at the various soldiers, looks down at you. Just the you, yeah?
Them if you're taking the silver.
So just to talk with you, not with them. All right then. Come on, come on.
I'll walk up on this ship.
Sergeant, I get the funny feeling she's about to buy the services of a pirate. Sorry, privateer. Let's not be rude.
Oh no, she definitely wouldn't do that with no permission from our commanding officer, now would she, Dom?
Oh, I'm sure she wouldn't do that. She's too outstanding an officer for that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
Dumont, you step onto the deck, and welcome to a Vinlander deck that's actually pretty well kept, good order, and everyone's having a good laugh at the galleon on their deck. But other than that, there's a good laugh, and then immediate, hey, get back to work, stop slacking, we have stuff to do, shoo.
I will walk up to her so that our conversation is not heard by the entire dock.
She waves to you.
And-
She actually, as you step up to her, she smiles at you and steps away and walks into a cabin inside the ship.
I'll follow her.
It's a very cramped space, as you can imagine, because it is a brig. But you see some charts, and it's very crowded. She doesn't get very deep into the... She looks like she's about to go very deep into the room and thinks better of it, just kind of turns and waves you to close the door.
I'll close the door, and I'll say, there is a sloop of war headed to engage one of our ships that probably will not get the better of the engagement. I want you to transfer a prisoner to that ship, and if it comes under fire, to help us seize it with the aid of my 170 men. For that, you can name your price.
Letter mark be nice for one.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay,
Your
then.
price can be in silver.
Oh, it's gonna be in gold. Because now I'll have to go on a sail up to Gallia, I'm guessing, unless you're dressing up. Right? Like, unless, you know, you're, You know.
Exactly who do you think is going to tell that you've done this?
Well, you for one. You might rat me out, get me in trouble, save yourself the hassle.
I would ask you to kill Tinlanders and then go tell the Tinlanders it was you, not me.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want to at least look like I'm legal. But for that, I'm gonna need to go somewhere, which means I'm gonna need money, which I'm imagining your fancy pants galleons can provide. You can take it from the ship. I don't really care where it comes from. I just care that I get it. You follow?
And the price is?
Oh, nothing big, really? No. Let's see. She sweeps her hand across her table and finds an abacus out of that mess and starts ticking away at it. She starts muttering to herself about this. Probably do some shot, and some people get hurt, and you probably need a prize crew. On and on she goes. GM looks up tries to figure out how much I want to charge you for this. 5,000 gold. No.
See, I like how you're probably going to give a price, and the immediate response is going to be, Bianchi, pay her.
Maybe. I probably have more than you do at the moment with all you've spent.
I've still got a lot of money.
That's your revolutionary reputation.
+2.
Okay, she's willing to cut you a deal a bit. It'll be nice.
Is that +2 taking your -3 for being a militarist?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So it would be.
Oh, right.
Well, that's making the persuasion roll. Yeah. So I guess it's my. Is that the case? Hold on.
Yeah, I was just updating my own reputations, and that made me think of it because I was like, oh crap, it's -3 with everybody.
To communication checks. So +3 for your emblem and -3 for non-members. In that case,
Communication checks. Okay.
well, I'd say 11 gold to do the trick. Wait, is that right? Hold on. Not her saying that, me saying that.
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, right. I'm the one who scraped my numbers. Right, it's 10 silver to a gold, not 100 silver to a gold. So, 110 gold. That makes sense.
I'm gonna try to negotiate her down.
Yeah, I thought so. Persuasion bargaining. Communication bargaining. I keep doing that.
Mm. Oh, I needed to spend the rest of those points.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 points of social stunt. I had 3 points of social stunt.
You did, yes.
Left.
That was when you held her down.
Yeah, which I would use on Impress if it's not too late.
I'll let you do Impress, sure.
So that'd be 14. -1, so 13.
I will point out, there is no auto-fail in Fantasy Age. However, even with her bonus, I do not think she can make up the difference in her skills. So, Uh. All right, all right, all right. I get you. I get you. This is kind of important, and I can make some friends a little further north, and I'll at least have somewhere to run. I'm sure you'd give me recommendations in the right circles with whatever friends you have, with your fancy military friends. But 7 gold.
And no claim on the prize. 7 gold is the price for your help taking it and sailing it to a port.
Oh, you want to keep the ship? Oh.
Yes.
Where you want me to take it?
To the same place you'll find safety. Lysel.
Sell. Long time since I've been there. I don't get to keep her as a prize.
Nope, you get to sell her there. You get to sail her there, and hand a letter to the harbor master that says to sell her off and give the money to me.
I keep doing that. Sorry, I'm not trying to rip you off. I just keep messing up my numbers. 700 silver, which is actually 70 gold, not... Yeah. So from 110 gold down to 70 gold. Yes, okay. Sorry. That's the actual price. I'm the one who's screwing up the numbers. But with that, she would say, for 70 gold, it makes a letter mark easier to get if you actually give the ship over. Yeah, sure. I'll need the money to make everyone happy about it. I mean, I'll be happy with a new letter, but, I need to pay
All
people.
I will. I will say, then you have a deal. And I will, if she gives me paper and ink, I will write out what I said, that she's a merchant in good standing that's taking a vessel seized for piracy to Lysel to sell on my behalf. And then I will give her the money and call out to my troops to board.
You have 70 gold to spare?
I have 110. I just didn't want. I have over 110. I just didn't want to pay that much.
Oh, I get you. Good golly. Well, you're a bit poorer, but hey, you might be a bit richer here in a second. Yeah, no, she takes your gold, takes your paper, and she's happy to help load people on and get ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I still have 40 gold after that.
Do you go down to Rousseau and Bianchi to let them know the news?
Yeah, I'll go. This Sergeant, this captain is going to help us transfer Bianchi's prisoner and go on an anti-piracy patrol in case one of our ships in the area comes under attack by a pirate.
This prisoner better be worth it, Sergeant. The Tom looks over.
Well, do you see those fancy walls?
I said, yes,
Try breaching them.
we did.
I mean, actually breaching, not walking through the front door.
I mean, it'd actually be pretty easy with cannons. We did have a whole discussion about this.
Yeah, but his knowledge and how he did it means we could modify it to work better.
So what about these walls, Sergeant?
Well, these are the walls that were built during the times of the Magi,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lost method, which he figured out and is written down.
Okay, I can see why the Secret Roi wants him. Oh, she looks over at the ship. I do not enjoy going back on a ship again. I really don't. Not like we can shoot from the shore, I guess.
I mean, with enough hope.
Miracles are the domain of a time gone by, Sergeant. I don't think we're going to be seeing something like that again.
One can only hope.
All
As he
right.
just starts walking onto the ship.
As we go onto the ship, I will, and the men start loading up. I'll say, "Oh right, Dom. I forget myself. I'll go to the last man before he gets on the ship, and I'll say, be go inform the captain that Lieutenant Demai is going to exchange our prisoner as part of an anti-piracy patrol."
Luciano just looks at the dam. Is like, "Told you."
Lieutenant, the person you ordered says, and they scurry off.
And before he screws off,
Oh, yes.
I'll say, this is message I don't think is of particular importance, and you look a little bit peckish, soldier. I'll flip him a couple of two silver pieces. That should be enough. And say, go get breakfast, and then you can tell him.
Sir? Lieutenant's giving you a break. Trooper, take it while you can. Yes, milady. Dom, Lieutenant, right away.
Just go be inefficient.
That's not what I said. I said he needs to eat. He looks like he's pecked, and peckish, and we don't need underfed soldiers.
He's not getting it. Just go be inefficient for like 20 minutes before you tell the
Oh,
captain.
that guy's gone now.
That's it. He's a soldier. He knows how to be inefficient.
So you set sail on Arvidson's little brig.
Yes.
Away you forego. Meanwhile, the magistrate's office has people with weapons, but like they're not meant to fight off soldiers. They're meant to fight off, thieves and brigands. Very much unlike yourselves. Yeah, you're able to seize the building without any contest.
Oh, great, Diego, lovely idea. Let's round up all the counselors and let's have a vote on this matter right away. Has he booked again? Bloody bastard. Yes, he has. No, he hasn't.
All right, what was that? Missed it.
Ah, yes, Diego. Grand idea, splendid idea even. Round up all the counselors and let's have a vote on this matter immediately.
Yes, Chief Magistrate, you see, declaring yourself a free city was a brilliant way to save your citizens from the horror, terror, and death of a battle in your city. Not to mention the inevitable effects when cities don't surrender and soldiers are forced to assault them. However, it does, I'm afraid, kind of put you at odds with your queen, who will not see your decision in the same positive light that the forces of the Emperor do.
Give me strength intimidate. +2, because you do have a bunch of soldiers around her.
I'll give you strength because I do not have intimidation.
Have my action point.
I've got an action point. Will 12 do it, or should I re-roll? Because I'm asking if I spend 1 to get 2, will that do it, or should I re-roll, or is it opposed?
I'd be opposed. It's opposed against her will.
Okay.
No, that's not enough.
She gets bonuses. Except look
No.
what they are at the moment.
Of course.
That's just the raw roll. Unreasonable willpower for someone of position, rather. She's currently beating you.
Okay. Will 2 do it, or should I re-roll? Or can you tell me that?
I'm about to check action points to make sure I can tell you.
That's the fun, right? No.
Nothing specifies that you have to not know the results, so yeah, I can tell you. She rolled. I forgot my own number.
Give me a total of 12 if I just spent 1 for 2.
She would get 13 current.
Okay. So yeah, I will spend for a reroll then. See if I can do better. Come on, do better. Ooh.
Another one. Oh, wait, you don't have another one. Have mine.
Oh Lord. Just wasting these things. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Do you want to flub it, or do you want another one?
Oh, sure, one more. Why not? We'll
Okay, my last
get
one.
towards the end of the day.
That serves us right, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for the points, though.
No problem.
I
We'll dig it
will
out.
not bend to tyrants.
Well, that's fine, madam. You don't have to bend to tyrants, but then I'm afraid we won't be responsible for what the other troops will do when they arrive here. You see, the fact that we're giving
Do what you
this
want,
skill-
you godless heathen. Go to hell.
Oh, godless heathen. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Choke
Now,
on your
madam-
tin. May all your... And she's just cursing you out. She is not listening to you at all.
Oh, Diego, hit her, please, will you? Just slap her. She's hysterical.
I could shoot her more easily.
Just slap her.
It's not really what I do, but okay. Yeah, I'll smack her one.
Whack! And out she goes.
Well, hopefully she'll be more reasonable when she wakes up. Gather up the councilmen and let's get this document signed.
And the judges, yes.
And the judges, yes. Gather up everyone and let's get this blasted document signed so we can leave this godforsaken place.
Perhaps they will see the reality of the situation.
Yes, and as for her, well, let's just say the tea was stronger than Sheila would have liked.
Safwan comes into the room.
Ah, Lieutenant Swan.
Captain, what's the meaning of this?
Well, the lady was being quite unreasonable and started spouting religious nonsense, so...
So we seized this building? I thought we were better than this, Captain.
Are we, Lieutenant?
I thought I was.
If any moral qualms bother you, Lieutenant, the door is right there.
Now, hold on.
Good day to you, Captain.
Good day, Lieutenant.
Ugh.
He was always a weak link. Don't worry about him.
You are short several soldiers.
We'll list him as a deserter.
some 50 soldiers.
Yeah, we'll list them as a deserter. List them all.
So
as
this
a
is
deserter.
going sideways. This is not going
You-
nearly as well as I was hoping.
Yeah, because now you're in a somewhat hostile town and you have maybe a third of your total troops.
No worries whatsoever. Gather up the councilmen and let's get this document signed. And the judges.
Well, I'll stick out and into the hall, step out the hall because I've already given the orders for my troops to round those folks up. Spawn, wait!
Give me communication, persuasion to try to get him to stop, because he's storming off. He's infuriated.
And remember, he's a militarist, so you have a bunch of points.
I was about to say.
Yep.
I have a bunch of points with militarists now, thanks to my last couple of actions.
Well, plus 3
So-
also.
Yeah, so 3 plus 5 in total. Communications. Persuasion, you said?
Yep.
14. Probably not enough with that roll of his.
13.
No.
Well, no, you have a 19.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you're duh.
With all
yeah.
your bonuses, yeah.
Yeah, plus 5, 19. Yeah.
Yes, Lieutenant Borgia.
Don't get over hasty. What's our mission in wherever we are?
Good Lou.
Vitlu.
To seize Vitlu and to ensure the enforcement of the Continental system.
Right. Now, we managed to take this town and save a bunch of lives by doing it the way we did. This mayor was trying to tell us what to do and trying to make us jump through 6 legal hoops just to reinstitute the Continental system, which is the primary goal of the Emperor's forces here, correct?
Right. So we had a legal
So-
path to our goal. That's good.
We did have a legal path to our goal. However, it was going to take a bit longer than would have been convenient. We need to get this sewed up before the majority of the force arrives here. We can either do this small and show our strength, or the main force arrives and all hell breaks loose. Now we keep it within this building. We make our arguments before all the judges and everything we're rounding up, while underlining the fact that we are, in the end, the force of the empire within the town.
Borgia, let's not kid ourselves. This is what radicals would do. We're soldiers, not a bunch of rabble. We don't resort to this.
We're soldiers with a mission. This is somehow worse to you than battering down a town's walls.
And having lieutenants strike a lawful person, seizing a building under peace who allowed us to be here? What if someone did this to our Lacellian mayor? To you? Am I supposed to think it's okay? No, Lieutenant. If you want to stand by your captain and your uncle, that's fine. I understand that. You think you're doing the right thing, fine. But I'm not going to stand by and listen to a Tin Islander order a man to strike a civilian in the face because it's convenient. I'm a friend of constitutional order, of the law. And we are not to allow monarchists or bourgeoisie to demand of us conveniences. The hard thing is the hard thing. Do what you must, Borgia. I have to do the same.
Can you slap him as well?
You're not there, McNeil.
No, I'm just putting in input here, you know?
I can't raise my rifle against the captain. I don't have that authority, but I certainly can lodge a complaint. Officially, I'll be putting in the appropriate papers to the seizure of the town and reporting on what I found. And you're right. Someone in the higher commands will probably pat him on the back and give him a bag of silver. But
Oh, he's gone. I think he blipped out.
No.
There he is.
Am I back?
You're back
Yes,
now.
you are. What was the last thing you heard?
If you want to stand by your captain and your uncle.
Then fine, do it. You must. But I can't. I have to do what's right, and you have to do what you think is right. Officially, I'll be going to the military and reporting to the army and reporting that the town was seized and what I found. And I'm sure the captain's gonna get a bag of silver and a nice little writ for his duties, but I don't have to help him.
Fair enough, but you also don't have to take all of your troops with you to make a report to the main army.
I'm not stupid. Walking by myself in hostile territory, I'll be killed.
Well, you could wait to make your report till our ships enter the harbor.
By which
All I'm
point,
saying
I will
is,
be
if
standing
you
by
take
while
your...
if he's going to put men to firing squads. He's going to force these people no matter what, and they're not going to stand by. They're going to fight back. And when they do, homes burn, people die. He's going to order me to smack some civilian up or shoot somebody, and I'm going to have to say no. He's going to force the issue, and I'm going to have to shoot him. Like, you know how this is going to go. He's not going to just let it lie.
All right, well, you could avoid putting yourself in that position. I give you my word that I'll prevent any firing squads from happening. But what I'm saying is, if you take your troops away, then you're putting other soldiers' lives in danger, leaving me out of the equation. You're weak. If you and your entire troop leave town, you're leaving the rest of us on a hangman's gibbet.
Well, no, there should be the rest of... He looks around.
There are 25 of my men, 50 of yours, and then Isabel's got 50 more.
I don't see any of Isabel's runners. Or Dom Rousseau's runners. Look, let's put a pin in this conversation. I'm gonna see if I can find out where they went. Maybe they're outside of town. I don't like that there's no one here other than us. I think he blipped out again.
Where could they have gone? That's just the darndest thing.
Actually, that will be the part we leave off on, but we'll wait till it gets back to close out completely. Ooh, such tension. That escalated.
Funny thing was, I didn't even start the escalation this time. God, I never expected Ensley would just get up and say, "Hey, seize this damn building," you know? It's like, I could have talked it out with her. We could have made it come to an agreement. I don't know, but he's like, "No, screw you. Seize the building." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's roll with the punches. We're gonna be evil."
I mean,
cool.
If the Godfather doesn't stop the capo from doing something, is the Godfather really blameless?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, sure. But I was just following orders. Yeah,
It
get out of here.
It blipped again. What did I miss? Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with our service.
Basically, he pointed out that he couldn't find the Doms or the Lieutenant or Isabel's troops anywhere, like their runners who normally be hanging around you guys.
Right.
And he said, "Let's put a pin in this. I'm gonna go see where they are because I don't know what's going on, and I'm kind of concerned. So I'm gonna go look into that. And he's probably gonna find that runner eventually having a toasty somewhere.
Right.
So we're gonna leave off on that point.
Okay.
With all that said, for everyone watching, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we'll see how the attack on sea and the attack on the hearts and law of Seabreeze Cove goes next time. See you all at that time. Bye. Monsters and tyrants, all of you.
Hey,
All right,
hey.
that
I
went
mean-
sideways from how I was. I figured
Uh,
that she would realize that that was a nice little cloth to put over what was happening to her town.
I mean, bro, like I said, this was your doing. I didn't order a seizure of the building, but then again, chain of command bounds that I be responsible for your actions.